Hello, gamers from around the world. This is Boxenberger, the video game enthusiast from Germany, and I would like to welcome you to today's very special episode of the World of Gaming. Because, guys, tomorrow a little something is going to happen, and I think everyone is excited. The hype is through the roof, and that's why we're gonna have a special prediction show here today with a lot of content creators. We have more than 15 guests rotating in and out today. The only one who's gonna join us the entire time is my wonderful co-host, Wandering Dutch. How you doing, man? Where is your hype level for the show tomorrow?
Yeah, it's hype level 10 out of 10. Of course it is. It's on par. It's to where it should be. I already know a few things because it's unavoidable at spoilers at this rate. Like I say, I'm trying to avoid them, but it's not happening. So I've seen a few things. Of course, I've been told a few things. So I am super hyped. No doubt there's still going to be a few things that I'm not expecting. So I can't wait. I was speaking to you beforehand, before we started, when we were playing a bit of Diablo, and I was saying, unlike previous years, I felt the need to temper expectations, and I've had a feeling that we're going to be disappointed at some way, shape, or form. But for some reason, this year, I don't have that feeling. I don't have the feeling like there's going to be a letdown or a disappointment or something, and I don't know what it is. It just feels different
this year.
So
I do agree. I do agree. We always knew when we had like our dream showcases in our head, and then we all knew we have to temper the expectations. But this time, seriously, Xbox has all the chances to knock this out of the park, and we're gonna discuss everything that could be announced tomorrow, and we do that with a lot of guests, and we have already 3 here in the green room sitting here to give their expectations. Mr. Boomstick, how you doing? Great that you could take the time.
Listen, first of all, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I'm here with my brothers. Everyone here I consider extended family. I love you all. What a time to be an Xbox fan. Like I said, if you look at the path that has been presented to Phil Spencer and company, it's that of gold. PlayStation show was an incredible disappointment and a letdown. Jeff Keighley's show was good, but not great. And look, spoilers are floating around, folks. If you don't want to be spoiled, and I personally don't care, disconnect from social media until the show goes live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, and obviously finishes at 3 p.m. Eastern. All I can tell you is from what I have heard, this is potentially going to be Xbox's version of the Year of Dreams. I'm calling it the Decade of Dreams because if what happens, I think the generation is going to swing in Xbox's favor.
Yeah, they definitely have the potential. I mean, we all know basically a lot of games already in their roadmap, and those games have been for years in development. So even if they only show half of the games that they have already announced, it's gonna be an epic show. So yeah, this year is gonna be special. So King David, it's awesome to have you on as well. And where is your hype level right now?
My hype level is completely through the roof. It's this is the rise of Darth Phil. I told people a long time ago, he's going to play nice. He's going to play nice with you. He's trying to, kumbaya, the whole thing. And they kind of pushed him in the corner. Now you're going to see his fangs. Like, this is going to be the show. And I know a lot of times we say, no, this is the year. No, this is the year. This is the year where certain games is going to show up, and I told people the hits is going to keep coming. And the fact that they did get this Game Pass working, and Game Pass did hit, and then Cloud does hit, and they're able to get these third-party deals with the Game Pass, because Game Pass is able to facilitate third-party deals, right? Not just going out and getting exclusive deals. No, that game could be someplace else, but we just wanted to launch day one in Game Pass, and we're going to give you a bag, and your game is going to be seen, and it could also be on PlayStation. God bless, do your thing. I want to see those games, because when I watch an Xbox show, I don't watch it like I watch a Sony show with my wallet in my hand. I watch it with expectations of fun and the wonderment right? And then we know that the first party studios, because we're going to get first party games, is going to do their thing. So this year is year of dreams and decade of dreams. This is going to be a polar shift in what we expect from a console maker.
Yeah.
Because one console maker is not looking familiar. It's like looking kind of shady. And Microsoft is doubling down. You're not going to see a movie trailer at their show. You're not going to see a TV show at their show. You can see games. So
Absolutely.
I'm over the moon.
That's the spirit. That's what I like to hear, because I'm also, I haven't been this excited for Showcase in a long time, and I can't wait for everything tomorrow. So yeah, but let me also welcome Mav. How are you doing today, man? And where is your hype level?
My hype is absolutely immense right now, dude. I'm trying to be in this zen, relaxed mode today, right? I'm trying to just chill, play some games, hang out, because I know the storm is coming tomorrow, where it's just gonna be in pure hype mode, and by tomorrow night, we're all gonna be so drained. You know what I mean? Because when we're covering these shows and when we're watching these shows, even just as a fan, right? Like, this is the times we wait for. This is it, especially like our generation too. I think it's something different. Like, we grew up with this E3 generation, like the hardcore gamers watching like gaming news and waiting for the big reveals and what's gonna happen. You know, what's gonna happen. And you know, Xbox first guy here, obviously, and I have been for a long time. And the Xbox Showcase has always been that thing that you really, really look forward to. And they honestly, they try and bring it every year, whether they have letdowns or whatnot. But this is setting the stage this year with everything, all the energy out there, all the stuff that you put the pieces together between what Aaron Greenberg said regarding what kind of content is going to be in the show, with what Phil said when he was in that kind of funny interview, answer questions about the kinds of things that are going to be in the show. You put those pieces together with no tempering expectations and all of this other stuff combined with some of the stuff that it has already leaked. This is setting the stage to be maybe the best Xbox Showcase of all time.
Yeah.
And a good kickoff for this next era that we've been waiting for, that will start with Starfield.
Yeah.
Right. So my hype level is massive right now. I'm trying to contain it and bring it all out tomorrow for the coverage and stuff. But man, I can't freaking wait to watch and see what happens.
Absolutely. Same here. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So, and before we properly start our predictions, I need to shout out the amazing community that is already here in the chat. We have more than 130 live viewers right now already, and we have barely started the show. So big welcome to you guys, and of course a big welcome to everyone who listens after the fact, either here on YouTube or on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and now on Amazon. And Dutch, I have good news. We have grown significantly on Amazon Music. 100% subscriber growth week over week. So we grew from 1 subscribers to 2 on Amazon, which is fantastic. So shout out to those 2 guys. And
nice.
Before we start, Boom, King and Mav, I need to shout out Jax82, who sends in a $2 super chat and says, "No more Mr. Nice, Phil, hold the line." And exactly that's the spirit. That's the spirit we have been gotten from all the Xbox executives, honestly, over the last days. They are feisty on social. You know, the tweet from Aaron when he said, "By the way, no to movie and TV trailers on our show." That was like a direct shot, and I love it. I love that they take off the gloves, and now it's time to put the foot down and show what Xbox can do if they are at their best. So, yeah, and Sithlaw sends in a channel member chat and says, "All my favorite people in one place." Yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic show here today. So, guys, okay. Now I want to hear from you. Opening and closing of the show is always important because it sets up the mood for the show to come, and it leaves us with the mood with which we go out of the show. So, what are the 2 games that will open the show and close the show? What do you guys think?
I think it has to be Fable to open. I do. The tease a couple of days ago, or maybe it was last week, with Melissa McGame Pass. Obviously the fictional character with all the glitter.
Yeah.
I think Xbox understands that we as fans are waiting. This is a legacy IP, right? This is something that we're happy to know that Xbox is taking advantage of. They have stellar IPs that have been laying dormant for decades. Hey, Fable happens to be one of the big ones that is coming back in a big way. It's going to be using the Forza Tech engine that we know that Motorsport is using. Is being designed by Playground Games, and I think it's got to open the show because they know we want this in the biggest way. I think to close the show has to be Avowed. I think you close on your 2 biggest Western RPGs, and you bookend the entire show, and you open, you close like that, and you have everything that we think and we know that's going to be there. This is a 13 out of 10 show.
Well, I do think Fable is also going to open the show. I have a different feeling about the closing game, but I want to hear from the others first. Mav, King, what do you guys think? Dutch, I know you're opening, but we'll get to that in a sec.
So for me, like, I'm kind of I kind of want to get the given out of the way in a way, it's maybe not like the huge wow moment to start a show that a lot of people would want. But for me, I like to get the gimmies, like the ones that we know are going to be there, gone, right? So I want Forza Motorsport with the release date to open the show, because they already told us it's going to be there with the cover cars, right?
Yeah.
So with that, it's like, okay, it's like a palate cleanser. You get it out of the way. The rest of the entire show at that point, leading up to Starfield Direct, is a surprise. So I want to see that first, and it's also going to still wow people with the graphics and going to be an attention getter. And it's also when you put that release date on the screen, which supposedly the rumors were maybe sooner than some of us thought, that release date would make a big splash. Release dates hit hard at showcases. That's why I was so surprised that PlayStation gave theirs to Keighley, right? But Forza Motorsport's release date would be a big thing. So I say start the show off with that. You automatically concrete that this game's coming fairly soon. You move on past that, and then we have a huge surprise game for the second game. And then I would say close it with Fable, right? I want to see Fable at the end, because I do think that maybe it's 50-50 between Fable and Avowed, what people want to see most. I put a poll out there to try and get the vibe of like Fable, Avowed, or Hellblade 2, right? And those have been running neck and neck kind of on that poll about what people want to see the most at this show. But I think Fable is going to probably pull out ahead. So I say end the show with Fable. Keep people on suspense. Keep them thinking that tease was a lie until the very, very end. And then hit us with that surprise and in-engine footage of Fable. I think it'll hit hard if they do that.
Oh, Fable is definitely going to hit hard. Yeah. Good, great picks, King. What do you think?
I'm with Mav. I honestly believe Forza opens the show, because Forza is going to be, and I'm going to make a declaration now, Forza is going to be the most spectacular looking game at the show. It's going to be, from what I heard, it's the first this generation game. Right? We haven't had this generation game yet from anybody.
Yeah.
Forza is going to be that this generation game. Turn 10 are savants when it comes to getting to the metal of the machines. Xbox One X, they actually produce 4K 60 frames per second out of that box before anybody else was able to do it. And I believe that you're going to see all 12 teraflops on the screen, just absolutely nuts from what I hear. That game is going to set the tone for the show. I don't think you close with Fable. I think Fable hits you in the gut in the middle of the show when you get a little low, because you're gonna get a little low. You're gonna get some Game Pass stuff. To close the show, Perfect Dark closes the show. Because they're gonna have one more. You're gonna think that the show is gonna close with a Valve or whatever, but it's going to be one more. It's gonna be Perfect Dark, because now you're gonna see in game what they're working on, what they're talking about. From what I heard, this game looks sickening, and I think they showed this game because that's a future game. You end the show with the future. You start the show with the now. You give the what everybody came for in the middle of the show to keep the palpitations going, everybody hyped and everybody's going. But you end the show with, this is the reason why you got Xbox. This is the reason why you keep Xbox. This is the reason why you're going to the store today to go get an Xbox. This is Perfect Dark, and this is exactly why you came to the show. Single person, story-driven narrative game that somebody seemed to have forgotten that was their DNA. I think Xbox takes over that DNA with AAA bangers, absolute bangers. I think we see, if not 4, maybe 5 first-party games at this show, and
I agree.
That last one gotta be Perfect Dark. I believe Perfect Dark.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I want to see because we know Square is also working on Crystal Dynamics. Is also working on it. And when you look at the Tomb Raider games from a graphic standpoint, they are absolutely top notch. Yeah. So. Yeah, Dutch. What do you think? Opening, closing of the show. You muted, by the way, bro.
Muted. Wait a second.
There we go. Back to normal. The way I would normally do it anyway, or what I would personally do it, is open with a bang and then go into new things. So I would open it personally with Hellblade's combat trailer. Open with that gameplay right in the punch it right out the gate. Straight into a release date for Hellblade as well. Tail end of this year, be it November. I think that would be an awesome kickstart to the show. I think following that, to be honest, that would be a good transition maybe into Forza and get another release date out the way. Okay, this is Forza. This is how beautiful this looks. You've seen like the best of essentially Unreal Engine 5, because I think as much as we think, I think Forza is going to look absolutely phenomenal, which it will. I think Hellblade is going to have similar impact in terms of, we've already seen a gameplay trailer for that people didn't believe was a gameplay. So
yeah,
and if that's the case, and you see more gameplay, but this time it's further combat and a release date there, which is in game, not in engine. I think that will have a massive punch. Follow that straight up with the Forza release date and gameplay, and then you get into some new things that we're kind of not expecting, maybe Avowed and things like that. I would end the show, personally, with Fable. Much like Mav was saying, the reason for it is, I think, and this is more just to wind up the audience from my perspective. Everyone assumes it's going to be there. Everyone is expecting it because of the tease, and you just leave it, and people start to get a bit disheartened, and it's like, what happened to Fable? Why isn't it here? And you leave it all the way to the end, and you're like, you have that beautiful fantasy world that leads straight into a fantasy world, which is Starfield. You have two kind of fantasy epics back to.
See, and that's the exact reason why I don't think they will end it with Fable, because both are RPGs, and as great as Starfield is going to be, my most anticipated game, no doubt, from a graphic standpoint, Fable is going to knock it out of the park, and you want to hype up Starfield. And if you bring a show right before Starfield of Fable, people will be disappointed to some degree. And that's why I don't think
as well, though, because I was also thinking potentially Avowed to end, but then it would be another fantasy RPG.
That to be continued. We're gonna discuss this a little later, but let me welcome Gas. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I haven't
No,
slept. I'm good. I'm
That
holding
Mr.
the line.
Sauce himself.
I'm holding the line.
That's right. Hold the line.
Yeah.
I need to take some lines right now because I haven't slept for 24 hours. But
We don't advocate that here on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to you and Rand yesterday whilst leveling through Diablo. And I know that we've been working on the Sauce video right after that. So yeah, man.
it's out now. Yeah.
It
It's
sucks. We're
finally
supposed
out.
to be in California together doing a Sauce video.
I know, man.
It sucks. Are you going to go to PAX? I'm going to PAX this year. You going to PAX?
I doubt. Well, when is PAX?
In September. I think September 1st to the 4th.
I doubt it because it will be at Gamescom with
Yes.
Boxenberger. You
Yes,
should be
it's-
there, bro. That's
No,
gonna be
yeah,
a big
but
event.
absolutely.
See, the thing was either that or this, right? And logistically, PAX won out. So there you go.
Man,
There you go.
man.
hear me?
Get him while the Wi-Fi
You
right.
can't escape.
Listen,
The
man.
Holiday Inn setup right there.
Yo, I heard King was unleashed in here.
It's what King does there, Cognito. You should
I
know
gotta
better.
see here. I gotta regulate the situation.
Yeah.
Sure.
So guys, game on daily in a few minutes, sir.
Yeah, let's do it. It won't be long.
You and the Sauce together?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
Oh,
we got it.
yeah.
We got it.
Oh, gotta hold the line. Holding
God.
it together, bro.
gonna be a fun show, guys. Okay. Cock, awesome that you made it. I know you were having Wi-Fi issues. How is LA treating
It's
you?
great.
How is the mood? Tell us a little bit. Let us be part of the LA experience.
Bro, the energy is different. Like you could see the confidence. Like
Mhm.
everyone from an executive level is like, you're not ready. You're not ready. I'm trying to temper their
Wow.
expectations. I'm like, calm down. I
No.
know y'all gonna have a good show. I got you a minimum of an 8. They're like, no, you're not ready. And a lot of people are like, we
The
want to know your
execs, you're saying?
reactions. Yes, they want to know our reactions as soon as it ends. Because it's
That's how you know
almost
it.
like you know how you know
Yeah.
you got something? It's that kind of energy. And I'm not
Mm.
seeing this from Xbox. It is so cool to see. So yeah, people are
Yeah.
pumped. People are hyped, man. I spoke to a lot of people and obviously a lot of content creation communities here. People are pumped up, man. I haven't seen this excitement for Xbox, to be honest with you, since the 360 era.
Cog,
It's
I
crazy.
just-
That
I
is-
just got to tell you on air.
want Fable.
Yeah, we know you.
I just
the
gotta-
show's gonna be a failure for him if he ain't gonna fail.
Yeah,
Oh, he's getting Fable, and
wanna
I think
tell
they are
you-
going to open the show with it. And we were just talking about that. What do you guys think? Opening and closing game of the show.
That's a good one. What y'all going with? I mean, I'm indifferent. To me, I think there's a part of me that you want to set the tone.
Hmm.
So if you go with Avowed or Hellblade or something like that, I'm fine. I'm really indifferent towards that kind of stuff. My main thing is just that, like, as far as I know, Addict with the Fable will be huge, but part of me is like, you can put Fable towards the middle or the end of the show, and you can close it out and be fine. I'm really indifferent with that stuff as long as it plays well, looks well, showcases the Series X in a good way. That's my main thing. It's their presentation. To me, this showcase is a layup. It's just how you present it. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Where you guys at with it?
So I'm gonna go to Gas first because I don't want to. I'm going last here. Gas, what do you think? Opening, closing?
Bro, after Cog is just literally just. You're such a dick, Cog, because now I can't sleep. I'm so hyped. Rand was telling me that, you were giving that, that kind of impression. But after hearing it directly from you, because I know they do the opposite. Aaron always says, like, temper your expectations,
Yeah.
calm.
Or they look
But-
nervous,
but-
kind of about a little bit about going into it, not knowing how people are gonna feel. Like everybody right now is just like,
We
No,
should
it's
have
good.
gone,
This is
King.
gonna
We
be
should
it.
have gone. What were you doing?
listen.
Yeah.
We if we would have gone, we would have been upset. All right, you know that, and I know that because it's
What?
not exactly what we wanted it to be, right? But at the same time, I mean, sit in front row at the key. I mean, I'm seeing Cog there had the FOMO.
Yeah, front
I was
and
like,
center.
Yeah, but I'm
that was
like,
crazy, man.
respect. But tomorrow I'm just gonna be released and crazy on the show.
Oh,
But I gotta tell Cog and Addict this, because I told them this is the rise of Darthville, and Darthville showed you. I said once Spider-Man gave his date and you ran from the you ducked the fade. You didn't want to go in September and you want to go in October, or we're gonna throw Forza right on your neck. And I told you that that day. I said, watch what they do. You ran over there, hold my bear. Forza's on your head. You're not ducking his fade. And if you think you get out of this fight in November, Hellblade gonna be right up on your head again.
Oh shit! You're saying November?
The numbers are gonna fall. They're gonna have to release a PlayStation 4 version, and it's gonna be a wrap. And the key is gonna be it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap.
Oh yeah.
Oh man! Oh,
Good
bro!
stuff.
If November that happens, I'm telling you, King, we are gonna be enemies number one tomorrow. Ponies just block us, mute us, do whatever you have to, move to another country. I will be the biggest, even bigger prick than I am now. It's gonna be so good. If Hellblade this year,
everybody they got to hold the line. I want to say
I should have bought that.
Everybody that copped that shirt, it's sold out 3 times. It's back in the store.
Aaron's wearing it tomorrow.
It moved me to a point that when it's sold out, they're like, you saw him, right? You saw him, right?
Yes. Got to check.
Yeah, three times it's sold out. And that means everybody was waiting for this. Aaron is repping it.
Aaron told me he gonna try to. Aaron told me he tried to sneak that in.
Yeah.
Right, listen, I'm coming through. I'm coming through on Sunday. Me and Addict coming through.
Yeah.
Like we holding it. Trust me, we holding it. It's good. Xbox executives, we seeing a lot of them with the joint. So I was like, we're gonna see how it pull up. If they do it, that would be crazy. But just to support itself and the movement, bro. You're getting so much love out here, King. You have no idea right now what you create.
I just need them.
Celebrity.
I need them to put the boot on the neck and do what I need them to do. Be big dog. Be big wallet. Be that dude. Crush him and get him out of. Make him an app. Get him out of here. I'm tired of it. They wet the bed. They didn't want to fight. They don't got any ammo. And we found out that the coffers is empty. It's time to go.
Poor boxing burger.
Oh, good lord.
I turned this show into an Xbox show.
I love it, man. Cog, you're getting us excited over here in Germany, like 5,000 miles away, and it is it must be awesome to be there. I can tell. We're going to, like Gas said, we're going to Gamescom. Dutch is going, Gas is going, Xbox Mike is coming. It's gonna be a fun time. But glad you're holding the line over there. So now, Gas, we haven't heard your opening and closing. Real quick before we talk about a couple of other things.
Yeah, I got distracted by Cognito's bloody fat wine. That insider information was crazy. Oh man, the vibe must be. I still want to talk to Cog about it, but we'll talk about it. Well, hopefully after when you come back and dust is settled. Just catch up on how it was. But starting and finish has actually been morphed a lot by Wandering Dutch and his conversation on his show. I think Dutch has got the right idea. I think I think they'll end with Fable. I think that's a good way to end it. It's like everyone's going to be like what Dutch was saying. It's like everyone's going to be wondering, is it coming? Is it coming? We showed it. Oh, maybe they aren't showing it. And boom, there it is. And this is a good way to end that show. Starting also has to start. I think a good start is a strong start. So like you just don't hold back. So Avowed would be a very good one. Rand was saying that, and I think that's a good shout.
See, I don't think it's going to be Avowed because Avowed needs a little explanation. Avowed is probably the next big game, or next RPG that they're going to release. And if they show that, you want to explain it a little bit. So you have to position it in the middle. Fable, you showed just some in-engine footage and people are going to go wild, and that's what you put in the beginning of the show because you do not want to take away from the other big RPG that comes out, and that is Starfield, and it's gonna be right after the last game they showed. And so I think they're gonna end the show with a new announcement. And I'm thinking here about the next It game. May it be Doom or Quake, because that's different enough from a Starfield. It can look absolutely bonkers, but it's different enough that it does not take away from the Starfield presentation. So,
Foxy, I think for Fable, and I think people keep saying in-engine. I don't think Playground are like that. I do not. I don't care whether it's Forza Horizon or otherwise. I think they'll probably do like they did with Forza Horizon 5 and do an in-engine thing where everyone thinks, oh, this isn't real, this is just cinematography, and then zoop straight into gameplay and that actual gameplay.
Yeah, that'd be strong.
That's how I think Fable will present.
that could also be. We shall see. We shall see, guys.
Grab a chicken and kick a chicken across the street. You see a lot of chicken on the floor.
See some chicken
Live
cake.
chicken.
Across the street. Like, hey, yo.
Yo, that ain't a real chicken.
Like, it looked like a real chicken. If we see a real chicken on the floor, like, peck, 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 and he come and he grabbed the chicken up and he kicked the chicken, I'm telling you this right now. Take the PlayStation down to the store, trade it in, so you can get real chickens. Real chickens over here.
Yeah.
Peter's gonna get all confused. There's gonna be like animal activists everywhere.
Oh yeah,
I know,
yeah.
right? And they have to put a sign up, no chickens was harmed.
No chickens
in
was
the
actually
making of
harmed
this
in
video
the
game.
creation.
I love it. I love it. Okay, besides opening and closing, what else do we expect to see and happen at the show? Go first, King. Yeah, shoot.
Sarah Bond.
That's safe.
Teacher.
The queen comes out and tells all the wonderful tidings for us Xbox Game Pass owners. Everything that you Wukong is here.
Oh,
Wukong.
Oh my God. It's here, King. Yes, it is. It's here. And
it's
all
exclusive.
the wonderful sprinklings. Hey, you saw stuff that was at this PlayStation show? It's in Game Pass. Oh my God, King. It's crazy. I cannot wait for everybody to realize, oh, I don't got Game Pass. Oh, I got to re-up my subscription right now. This got to happen now. I can't wait to the Game Pass portion of the show when Sarah Bond comes out and starts to talk about all the partnerships that they do have and all of the people that they are talking to and all the games that are being made. But I say this, the Game Pass section is going to end with one person coming out, Kojima. Kojima's going to come out.
Kojima.
And it's going to be an
He's
announcement.
in the hotel next to Cog. He's already seen it a couple times.
So it's going to be an announcement for one of his games that's going to be inside Game Pass. I don't know if it's going to be a new game. I don't know if it's going to be an old game that's going to be remade or remastered. But I know it's going to be one of his prodigy inside Game Pass. And he hits that stage. This is going to be the Phil effect going to Japan, making these relations. You already know about Persona. You already know about the Yakuza series and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And Phil has been making these bonds over there. I really believe this is where it bears fruit. They see that Game Pass and that cloud gaming is definitely where they want to be. And I think Kojima is going to do something special with Game Pass and that cloud. And I think he's their trump card at that point of the show. Because I think the show is going to be so multifaceted that you're going to have the AAA first party games. Like I said, I'd say 4 or 5. 4 or 5 is going to be there, right? There's going to be a wholehearted smack in your face. Bow! 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Right?
See, I've been saying that. People always talk about the elusive 5. I don't know how they come to 5. It's like the elusive dozen that they have announced. And after that, those games won't be so elusive. Yep. So, Mev, what do you think? What else is going to be there?
I think, the ending.
Sure.
That portion is going to go over to the mobile gaming because they're going to talk about mobile.
No.
Oh man.
No, don't run.
Nobody cares.
Don't
No.
duck
Asking
that
up
fate.
that 10.
Don't duck that fate.
Football gaming.
Run to it because I believe the ROG Ally
You're going to have a present. Oh, okay.
is going to have a presence there.
Really?
Yes,
Interesting.
because
Oh, because of the
Well, the release date does line up.
Right.
That
Next is
is
the
that
lines
is.
up.
I hope it's minimal. I hope
It
it's
might
a
get
couple of minutes.
mentioned.
No,
I agree,
don't make it
guys.
minimal. Don't make it minimal.
Make it
because-
minimal.
No, because
Why?
Sony did a whole little situation with their little streaming crappy thing. No,
That
don't
didn't
make
go
it
down
minimal.
well.
And we see how that went.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cole.
Why? Why? It went that way because it's a streaming crappy thing, right? This is
Uh-huh.
a real device, and show that you're behind this device. Show that this device has native Game Pass that you can download the games to.
Mm.
Full functioning Game Pass in it. Show it. Let the people
2 minutes.
know.
That's
that
all you
we
need for
don't-
that.
No,
Please,
no,
yeah.
no 2 minutes.
Splash
We
screen and then move
need
on.
to
I'm glad you're not in LA. I'm glad you're not in LA.
Y'all are bad. Y'all are bad because y'all called for Xbox handheld and ROG Allies said,
Yeah,
hello,
ROG's
here
outside.
I am.
Yeah.
Right? You want a streaming
get it.
device? You go get the Engage, whatever the hell that thing is, right? The G
Logitech.
Cloud. Go get that.
Yeah.
We got that too. It's gonna be a portion for that. Set yourselves up for this. It's going to be mobile gaming is huge. So don't think it's just gonna be all you hardcore dudes is gonna love and eat. All right. Set yourself up for this. Know that this is gonna happen. I'm telling you, so don't be like, oh, the prophet was right. Listen, you're gonna get that little portion of it, but that's gonna be the lull part, and that's when Fable's gonna come right after that.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Mav, what do you think?
all right.
What else is gonna happen there?
Like I told you guys before when on the intros that I was trying to be in Zen mode today to reserve my energy for tomorrow, and then Cog has to come in here and screw all that up. Telling me the stuff with the executives. I'm about to go Super Saiyan a day early here, and I don't know what to do about it, man, because I honestly gotta say, like, I keep getting this feeling, right? This feeling that there's just like one thing. There's this one big, huge thing at this show that they know they got in their bag, and they know we're all gonna go ape shit over, right? And I can't put my finger on it, but I'm gonna make a prediction that I think it's something licensed within a property that is extremely popular. No, we've had rumors before that on the Bethesda side they had another licensed game besides Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's potential of another announcement within that, and it's something that's going to shock us. Maybe Indiana Jones gameplay could be ready, and it's going to blow people's minds, right?
Mm.
That could be shown.
There's got to be one. There's just one thing, man, and
If you say
it's hard
Banjo,
to
I will
say
beat
what
the
it is.
crap out you. Then I'll beat the
Listen
crap
here,
out
guys,
Boom.
no
What-
Banjo
I know.
slander.
It could be Star Wars.
Secure that.
You know,
Yeah,
it
I
could be
like
something
that.
Star Wars. It could be something Marvel. It could be, something related to that.
I think you're right
But-
with Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones comes out this month.
Could make it.
Yeah.
Could make it.
Yeah.
I-
And
there's
I
gonna
mean,
be
Machine
one
Games haven't
massive
released a
thing. I
game
don't
in
know.
6 years or so. It was
Yeah.
2017,
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 2. So they gotta, they
But
have to have
that
something.
level of,
Yeah.
to have that level of confidence that they have, right? Because usually like Xbox's energy, even with their first party stuff, these new IPs and things like
Mm.
that, they kind of go in a little nervous about like, is this gonna hit how we feel? It's gonna hit. We aren't 100% sure, so they're like they're kind of walking into it on eggshells, right?
Yeah.
This is like they know they got it. They know it, and they've been putting out that energy for weeks now,
Mhm.
and they keep having opportunities to take that energy back, and they keep refusing to do so. And even up to the point now where what Cog is telling me is making my mind blown, and it's just every single thing I go like raises my expectation level. So you combine what Aaron said about the gameplay and engine stuff. You combine what Phil Spencer said at his interview about we're gonna get updates on some of those games. We're going to have a few surprises, and he also had confidence about the one game per quarter as well, right? So you put all this up and setting the stage where I think we're going to see more first-party games than we have at a showcase before, where we see gameplay, we see in-engine stuff, but there's going to be probably like 6 or 7 of them,
Yeah.
like big first-party games, and they're going to be that one massive surprise.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the one massive surprise, I don't think anybody can predict it. So
Otherwise,
I
it
don't know
would
what
be
it
that
is,
surprise. True.
but
Yeah.
Killer
It's
Instinct.
going to be insane.
Yeah.
If it's Killer
Go
Instinct,
crazy.
dude, I will.
Grown man
yeah.
tears, boom. Grown man tears.
Boom. You get to talk in a second. Let me briefly, very briefly, I need to shout out first and foremost the 330 people that are live in here. This is awesome.
Great.
I do hope you enjoy the show, and if you do so, please do us a favor and just hit the like button. It's completely free and it helps these little shows out. And if you're new to the program, definitely consider subscribing. We have the World of Gaming, this podcast, each and every Thursday here on this channel at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time, or 8 p.m. Central. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. And we have a couple of super chats. I will get to those a little later because I know people are on the time, on a clock here, especially the cock and boomstick. I know, and Gas, you have your show coming up. So
Yeah,
just real quick, one goes out to you, Gas. It's a $2 super chat from Gaming Nerd Austria. He says, Gas Corden is bringing the sauce. He was referring to your show yesterday, which is true.
Yeah.
And King, for you, the one is from Ya baby father. He says,
Baby Father.
yeah.
Your baby father. You butchered that.
$5. Thank you, man. He says Spider-Man is coming in hot. The date change tells me it might be a buggy mess. Hold the line. Got my shirt. So,
Yeah, how did you enjoy that concept art at Summer Game Fest?
yeah.
Oh.
So I will catch up on the rest a little later. But boom, I know you have to leave in a few minutes. So let us know. What do you expect to be there?
Well, first of all, when do we, as often as we all get together at one point or another, it's very rare to have a ninja, a king, a Viking, a lunatic in Gas who does some of the best source videos, and of course, Mav. Look, I think that everyone is on the same page here. I think there's something to be said about an opportunity in gaming that doesn't come very often. We saw Sony flop. We saw the Game Awards, the Summer Games Fest come out. It was okay, but with what Microsoft has, they've been building up to this, and they've had a lot of stumbles to get where they are now. And I think, like, for me, obviously one of the big ones is Killer Instinct. If they somehow figured out a way to get Bandai Namco, which is rumored to be working on this with Arc System Works. That's the rumor. Could you imagine that combination of a fighting team that just makes some of the best fighters? Well, that would be incredible. For me, I think their first party is going to hit in a way that we have all been asking Microsoft to deliver. I think that finally COD gets his hashtag +1, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to be a little bit more than that. I know Gaz has been, hard on Xbox, and rightfully so. It's they have to deliver on first party. I think we're going to see Fable. I think we're going to see Avowed. I think Mav is onto something. I think that there is one game that even if we sat here and we took 100 guesses, we're not going to guess that it's going to be there. I think it's the golden briefcase that's handcuffed to Phil that he's going to open up. As for that one third party,
It's funny you're a cop, because if you were a drug dealer, you'd be very successful.
Hey, listen, I retired, so I'm pretty successful as a retired police officer. I got insurance, so it's all right.
My man. It's going to the dark side.
For me personally, I have been very, very I would say I have given Microsoft, specifically Phil Spencer, a hard time with this particular not getting the iconic IP that Sony notoriously does. And I'm talking about Zeitgeist. I'm talking about what everyone is talking about. They skipped on Star Wars, they've skipped on Harry Potter, they've skipped on Marvel, they've skipped on DC. And I have a feeling, and again, folks, I don't know anything. I know some executives, but no one has told me this is completely my opinion. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I think there's going to be a part in this show. I'm not sure when it is. And I'm almost positive that we've been asking for the one. I think that he calls onto the stage. Phil's going to be out there because I want to welcome someone onto the stage. And it's Strauss Zelnick.
Oh, there's Strauss Zelnick. Same.
I think they announce that they have the marketing for Grand Theft Auto 6 at this show. And I think, again, we are here for first party, but if you're going to really wallop and change hearts and minds in an industry that really does have it in for Xbox, I mean, let's call a spade here, folks. The gaming media does not give Xbox a freaking break. And even at a 10 out of 10 show, someone's going to have something to say negative. Oh, they didn't have this, or I didn't see this. But if you can turn around and deliver on all your first party promises, we get gameplay, we get in-engine, we get release dates. And then on top of that, just the one that I've been asking for, don't go for everything that Sony does. You just get the one. You get Grand Theft Auto 6 marketing, and you use Xbox Game Pass to its advantage, where you get bonus shark cards, you get bonus things that, in your perks. And I'm telling you, it's going to move consoles. People aren't going to sell their PlayStations, or at least King thinks some people will, but you get the marketing, and then you can have a dominant forecast for this year and next year for first party. Forget about it. It's over. It's a 10 out of 10 show. And it really does come on a time where Sony took a dump for everyone to see. And the follow-up show, which of course was Summer Games Fest, it was good. It wasn't great. That's my take.
Yeah. Man, GTA 6 would be huge, no doubt. And it really doesn't matter whether it's exclusive or in Game Pass. If you can market it as your kind of game, like they do right now with Diablo. Yeah, fantastic, best marketing campaign for a third-party game I've seen from Xbox in a while. If you do that with GTA 6, it's epic. It's epic. But yeah,
I need to step out and get. I made my
I'm gonna take off as well. Gaz, nice seeing you, brother. We gotta catch up.
Thank you.
Sure. Cog, Casante, Dutch, Mav, King. I love you guys. You guys are my brothers.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Enjoy your show.
Hold the line.
Hold the line.
Hold the line.
Xbox under pressure. Sony's got salt. No, I'm just kidding. All right, have a good one, everybody. Peace
I
out.
got to run too, fellas.
All right, Cog, thank you so much. You have an awesome time over there. Say hi to the boys, and thank you, man, for coming on here.
No doubt. Salute, man. Always
We're
pleasure.
not jealous at all. Not jealous at all. Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nope.
We'll be out there, man. It's good to see the community this excited. Dutch, good to see you, brother. Kowski and Santi, my homie, you already know. And I'll catch up with you, brothers, man.
Yeah, see you. Thank you. All right. So, Kaya Santa, welcome to the show. How are you doing? And thank you for taking the time. And where is your hype level, man?
Oh, bro, I am happy to be here. Hype level 1 to 10, I'd say about 11.5 right now, probably maybe a 12, somewhere like that. I'm very excited for what's to come. This is great, man. This is great. This is what it's all about. Getting together with the community, talking games, what we want, what we don't want. Even though we don't have that full E3 experience like we used to have and we were so excited for, this is a big part of that. So at least we still have this, and I'm super excited for it. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Okay, Sander, we will get to you in a second, but I want to take the opportunity, since we have people rotating in and out right now, to briefly catch up on the super chats that have been coming in here. So the first is, well, now I already almost lost them. So Dutch, did you get the one from Gerald Mack? I lost that one, so I'm gonna go with the one from Tim Sorcerer first. He says, hey, Vox showed up. Hold the line, underwear Sunday. Yeah, man, tomorrow it's all in front of the TV, getting comfy, watching the epic showcase.
Gerald Mack for the $5. He says, shout out to the Pantheon panel. It's a great time to be a gamer, especially an Xbox gamer.
Awesome.
Shout out Gerald Mack.
Shout out to you. So now for you guys in the chat, I had like 3 major time slots for a big part of it, and some of the people came in a little earlier from our middle part, and some will come in the second. And now we have a little timing issue. Ains is still in LA trying to set up his setup in the hotel, so he will be here in a second, and Rand is also running a little late. Let's see when he will be here, but that gives us the opportunity to properly discuss our expectations. So the showcase tomorrow, Kay Asante, we know big and important thing is always how you open and how you close the show. So we've heard different thoughts and opinions about that one already. So what do you think? What's gonna open the show? What's gonna close the show?
Start and end. That's a very, like, depending on when you ask me that, it changes. It's changed twice already this morning. At this very moment in time, I will say opening Avowed. Because Avowed's next year's big thing. Yeah. So it's time to show us what next year's big thing will be. You open strong, you give us Avowed, right? You give us Avowed for next year's, which, you know, that's next year's big thing. And I think it's a little back and forth because it could be Fable or Avowed, either way, because they are all a little further out. So you start strong with either of the two, but I'm pretty confident that one of those two will start, just to get a strong start to the proceedings. And what ends, I would think what ends this showcase should be the big game of the year, the game that you will be playing, like their big game of the year. Now, you would think it would be Starfield, but there's a Starfield Direct, so that's a whole different conversation. So to me, what ends this is the thing that will make the Viking turn into a schoolboy, and that would be Senua's Saga 2, like Hellblade 2. I think that's what ends this, because that should be the big game of this year at the end of this, or early next, but it's very close, right? Yeah. It's very close to like being that big one. If Starfield didn't have its own Direct, I'd say obviously it'd be Starfield, but it has its own Direct. So I'm thinking that, you know, unless they come out and they say, hey, we, due to all of the various complications of development, maybe the game I will not name because God forbid we put that into the universe has been delayed. No, you know, if that was then maybe that's a different story. But as long as Hellblade is coming and is coming either, you know, December of this year or January, February, March of next year, I think you see that close the show.
Sweet. Yeah. Great picks. I'll get to that in a second. Hey, AIDS, live from LA. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. How you doing? You might hear my voice is a little scratchy after last night, man. It was a long night. A lot of drinking and yelling. So I'm doing all right, though.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear it.
For the shower in LA, I mean, doesn't get much better, right?
Yeah, I'm admitting in it. I'm super jealous. I would love to be there, seeing all you guys on Twitter. My entire timeline is full. Sean is posting stuff. Ben is posting stuff. You're posting stuff. Everyone, Cold. Everyone is posting stuff. And we just had Cognito on here. Also joining. Are you in the same hotel with like Cog?
There. So like, I'm here. The nicer place where all the Microsoft people is literally right there across the street, and then there's another one across the street where I think Colt and I don't know Cog. We're all within walking distance.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
good stuff. So he has been telling us that the executives all tell you guys not to temper expectation and really to expect things. Can you confirm that?
Hey, he's not lying. Yeah, Cog's a man of his word. It was long night. A lot of people in the lobby last night, like from all over the industry. And I think lips started to get a little loose as the night went on. But luckily, nothing key that we're gonna say. But someone did come up to me like about an hour before I left and said, "Oh my God, you want to hear what I just heard?" And I was like, "No, I don't. I don't know. Like, I want to go in, sit in the theater with everyone, and just be surprised, right? Like, I like not knowing." But he's right. I think we talked to a few people at Xbox last night, and they just kind of have this glint in their eye. You know what I mean? Like they have their bright eye, like yeah, you guys are gonna have some fun tomorrow or Sunday. So it should be a good time, man. We're looking forward to it.
Awesome. I love to hear that because Dutch and I we were playing Diablo earlier for like 3 or 4 hours, and we were chatting, and it is like we were talking. Every year you have like your expectations, and okay, they're not gonna deliver on all your expectations, and you have to temper your feeling. But this year, I kind of have the feeling they are really in for the win. And given how many games they have already announced, if they just show half of those games that they have already announced many years ago, it's gonna be a legendary show. On top of that, we will get a couple of surprises, third-party announcements, and new announcements. So it's got to be an awesome show tomorrow. And
agree. Yeah, super excited. By the way, a few people said my mic was really loud. I'm having to use this because I'm on the road, so I pushed it back. Hopefully that's a little better. Let me know.
Yeah, you sound great. You sound good.
You sound good on my end. If it's still too loud, let us know in the chat. Then I can manually turn your volume a little bit down. So
put me down. Yeah.
All right. So it's important thing of these showcases is always how to open and close the show. What do you think? What's gonna happen?
It's a good question. And honestly, we were kind of going around dinner table last night talking about various things. And one of the weird things is we didn't talk about that, which is a question we always ask on these shows. Like, what do you think is going to open? What do you think is going to close? But I honestly don't know. I think they do open with something we've been waiting to see. That's first party. Just my guess. So I would love to see them come right out with Fable. Or come right out. My most anticipated game for me, from a first party's perspective that we know of so far, is Avowed. I'm a big Obsidian fan. I'm a big RPG fan, Western RPG fan. So if they came out and just showed Avowed out of the gate, I think that would be really cool. But I don't know, my guess, and I genuinely don't know, but my guess is first party, something that we've seen before. I think they save, I think there's going to be some surprises, right? In fact, I've heard one thing that's going to be there that should blow some minds. So we'll see. But I think they saved those for different points in the show, or maybe closing. So
awesome. And
what have you guys said? What's everyone said for opening the show?
So I said, well, Avowed, I think it's going to be there, no doubt. But since Avowed is going to be their next big RPG after Starfield, I feel that they will put it more in the middle of the show because they want to explain that game a little, Okay. And you open the show with something that explains itself, and that's Fable. You show some in-game, in-engine footage. Only 2-3 minutes.
Logic.
Yeah.
Good logic you have to it. I like that. That's interesting.
I like the logic. I can see that.
Yeah. I know a lot of people think it's going to close the show, but then if you put Fable at the end, since it's an RPG and you show right after the showcase Starfield, which is also an RPG, you don't want to undermine that. And visually, Fable is going to blow everyone away. I have no doubt. So you don't want to do that to Starfield. And that's why I think they put it at the very beginning of the show. And they end the show with something new, something that is different enough from a Starfield. So I was thinking maybe the next It game, maybe the Quake rumor or Doom or whatever, could also be the Machine Games game, maybe Indiana Jones or Wolfenstein 3. Those games are probably different enough to look absolutely stunning, blow everyone away, and not take away anything from Starfield. So that was my thinking. But I know that's just thinking something different here.
Yeah, I'm thinking start off with a bang. You start off with Hellblade gameplay, combat gameplay, and release date. Really just knock it out the park, straight out the gate.
I would be down for that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said to finish, you would keep people on tenterhooks. You would think it wasn't there after all the teasers. You think you're going all the way through the show. Why isn't Fable here? They've been teasing it all the time. Why is it not here? And your one last thing is Fable. You get your typical playground games esque. This doesn't look like gameplay. It's like in-engine section, and all of a sudden zooms into gameplay, and then you see a nice 5-minute gameplay segment from Fable to end the show.
Talk about differentiating from Starfield. Fable's a good differentiator. I can see that. Yeah.
By the way, I just want to say that the only person that's ever allowed to talk about Wolfenstein anymore is Arch, because he says it as it's supposed to be pronounced.
Wolfenstein. Oh, Sunday. That was really good.
Well, I was born in Germany. I understand the how, you know.
Okay, you get a pass then. I can't do it.
It's like whenever an American pronounces Wolfenstein, they always say wolf. Yeah, it's an
it's Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Wolfenstein. Exactly. So. All right. Good stuff. So we've got the opening and closing thing. So there's got to be a lot of things in the middle. What do we think? Ains, you have a lot of... You get feelings right now.
You heard a lot of drunken talk.
We won't spoil anything if you have heard anything.
You heard drunken talk, sir.
As much as I'd like to tease or say, we were talking yesterday that even... Like I was talking with Colt, and I know Jez, I think we're meeting up in a little bit, and it feels like they've really pulled back the number of people that know what's going to be in these shows, right? Like because of leaks in the past, and we were all talking and just saying, look, we don't know, genuinely, like, and that's a good feeling. I like that, right? I don't like when shows leak ahead of time. So I don't know. I'm kind of hopeful. One of the big ones that we keep saying, do they show at least another tease? And because of the time frame with the new movie, of course, is Indy.
Yeah.
And I apologize if I'm repeating anything. I haven't been able to watch the show.
No problem.
I'm a mess right now. So I think it would be really cool to see Indy there at some point, even if it's something short, just to see kind of conceptually what they're looking to do with that game, because there's kind of a conversation we were having yesterday around what is that game? Like, we don't know. We have assumptions, right?
Yes.
Like, okay, it could be like Uncharted. It could be like, what do you call it? Tomb Raider. It could be in that vein. But we don't know, right? They may do something different. So I think that would be cool. The one I really want to see that we've talked a lot around their acquisitions over the past few years, right? And like whatever all those companies are working on. The one I'm really excited to see, because I think it's going to kill whenever we see it, even though it's another RPG, is In Exile's game. So In Exile's working on multiple games, but their main game, right, is an RPG. Brian Fargo's group, obviously leading In Exile on Unreal 5, and just the excitement out of that group around that game and what they're building is palpable. And when those types of guys, those hardcore Western RPG, like who have been in the industry for 20, 30 years, start getting excited about a new project and what they're able to build, gamers should get excited, because it's probably going to be special. So I'm hoping we get at least a tease of what In Exile's working on somewhere in the middle there.
I would love that. It's supposed to be set like steampunk setting, and we haven't had a good steampunk game in a while. So I would love to see that. That's good. Shout. Pong Soul is in the house. My brother from another. How are you doing today?
Doing great. We just got done with Living Split Screen. I had to drop the kiddo off at work, and I saw your message saying jump on in if anybody wants to come in here. So I thought I'd come in here and look at this. Look at the Ains. How about that Diablo 4?
Yes.
How about that Diablo 4?
Hell yeah.
No joke. I just updated. You could probably see my Steam Deck on the table behind me. I just updated it before getting on the show. I was
nice.
We're all meeting up for lunch, and like Ben and a few others are like, "Hey, you want to just sit around and play some Diablo later?" I'm like, "I'm down. I'm down."
Let's go.
I love it.
So
Kay Asante, great to see you too, brother. And of course, Dutch and Boxenberger. But what a day. Man, this energy, I've been listening on and off, obviously, Box, while I was getting stuff done after our show. But my God, what Cog was saying, what everybody down there is saying, and shout out to Ains being down there too. I'm so jealous of y'all because this year does feel like it's going to be special. This year seems like it's going to be the year we thought they were going to have last year. If you remember our prediction shows from last year, before the whole 12-month thing, we were going nuts. Like we were listing them all out because again, Xbox has these games. We know they have the games and they eventually got to show them, right? And so it just kind of feels like everything's coming together this year. So I can't wait. This is going to be good.
Oh yeah, it is. It is going to be awesome.
Great.
And Pong, you little warning here. Dutch has said he's gonna take notes what you say on this show because you and I Steel, the living split screen guys, are gonna join us here right after the Xbox showcase and Starfield showcase is going to end. We're gonna do a post show to discuss everything right after those two have ended, and so we're gonna see which predictions turn out to be true.
Okay.
They're planning on holding it against you. Interesting.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Speculation Town. Speculation Town has no wrongs. It has no wrongs, right?
Exactly.
That's all it is speculation.
Yeah, exactly. Nasante, we're going to do the same for you because you are going to join us in the post-discussion show of the extended showcase, where we wrap up the entire showcase week and everything. So it's gonna be a fun time. And before I get to you, let me briefly shout out our 371 listeners, live viewers that we have in the chat here right now, which is absolutely awesome for a small channel like ours here. So big shout out to you guys. We do hope you enjoy the show. If you do so, could you do us a favor and hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing if you're new to this channel. We do those podcasts, The World of Gaming, each and every week, every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time, or 8 p.m. Central Europe. Dutch and I are hosting this show weekly with different guests. And if you're new, we would absolutely appreciate a sub. So, and then, sorry, Haynes, I gotta catch up at least on one of the super chats that came in. He said, it's from Gerald Mack. He says, I have to stop watching these pre-show podcasts, especially when some of the guests are live in LA. My anticipation is through the roof right now. And that goes to you. And I know
it's
you
hard
are
to temper expectations, isn't it? It's hard, right? We're trying to be conservative because you never know. You're trying to. But then you guys and the photos and the LA and the now everybody's all freaking out. You know?
So last night we're standing in like at multiple points last night. We have big kind of circle of people talking, and like Ben and Cole and a bunch of the guys are like getting super hyped, and me and Cog are trying to be the reasonable ones to say stop that, like stop. We're here. You're taking us up here, and we don't want to be up here and then crash back down. So like
that's right.
We're trying to maintain, but honestly, he's not lying at all when he says the vibe here is different. I've been out here multiple years, right, for these types of things, and the vibe feels different this year. It really does, and people are excited. People are having a great time. And even without E3 going on and all the people that would normally come in for this, there's a lot of people here that are really kind of vibing around the Xbox showcase tomorrow. So we have our fingers crossed, right? We all want to see him do big things. So
yeah, indeed. So what is going to fill up the show? That is, of course, the big question. Ains, before I know you have to leave because obviously you don't want to sit in the hotel room here. So what would make would be your dream announcement? Can be totally unrealistic if it's happening or not. What would make this an 11 out of 10 for you?
It's got to be an hour long of Banjo-Kazooie. You know what I mean? I mean, if we're gonna do it, let's just do it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ains, you can go ahead and go now. That's it.
We were joking last night. Colt's like, if they announce Banjo, I'm standing up and walking out. And I was like, I'll stand up and cheer, so we'll counter each other out. No, I think obviously, one of the things I'd really like to see outside of the inXile thing, and the other things I want to see from Compulsion. I'm really curious about what Compulsion's been working on for the last 5 years. I think they're a talented studio that just needed time and money to kind of make their ideas shine. So I'm hoping that's happening behind the scenes. If I had a dream announcement, It's a good question. I would love more Halo campaign, but we're not getting that anytime soon. So,
Speak on it, Ainsley Bowden. Speak on it. Speak it into the universe, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh
please.
no, I was already yelling last night about it, so I'll get off my soapbox. But I would love to see Coalition do something outside of Gears. I'm a Gears fanatic, so I obviously hope we see Gears in some form, or Gears 6 is along the way. But I really want to see them. We've talked before about Xbox not needing, but it would be cool if Xbox had a superhero game just from a market perspective, right? Like, I'm not even a big superhero guy, but from a market perspective, that would be cool. And I've said this on other shows. I would love to see something in the vein of like a Punisher from Coalition. Something gritty, something dark, in the comic vein that's a little less kind of I don't know, dark and gritty is I guess the best word. But Coalition is so talented in not only their studio, but what they can do with Unreal Engine. And with kind of what's going on behind the scenes with all the graphics tech kind of advancing, and Unreal, they're on like 5.2, I think now, and the tools are kind of maturing. I would just love to see Coalition just be given a new project to just go off with and really flex their muscle in Unreal. I think that would be amazing. So that's just a random thought. That's certainly nothing I've heard, but I would love to see something like that.
Absolutely.
Or Spawn. Someone said Spawn. That's another one. Like something like that in that kind of darker comic vein. Hellboy, like a AAA Hellboy game. Something like that would be awesome.
Bring back Deadpool.
Anything like that, right?
I take it. Yeah. And I mean, these pop culture IPs are definitely the one thing that is missing in the Xbox roster. So that's a good shout. What about
interesting to Ains' point, real quick too, though, is McFarlane, just signed on with Activision with Blizzard to make Diablo toys. I wonder if there's more to that, because Spawn is supposedly, McFarlane's been working on a new Spawn movie, I believe, or TV series again. I wonder if there's something there. Maybe we do get a Spawn game down the road.
Never know. By the way, Box, you passed 400 live, baby.
Oh, that's a new record. That has to be a new record, Dutch, for our show, which is awesome. Shout out to you guys.
That like button.
Yeah, please do us a favor, smash the like button. We'd appreciate it. We are at 168 likes. Now it's chummy. The counter is 189 now, but still, there's room for improvement. It would be awesome, guys, and we hope you enjoy the show. So, Ains, before I let you go. Hype level, you have the best feeling. Where is the community? Where are the executives?
Hype's high, definitely high. I think it's higher than it's been for a few years, for sure. And I think talking to some of the guys last night, seeing Greeny down there with Malik and Paris and a bunch of the guys, there's like I said, man, there's just that feeling. There's an electricity in the air that tomorrow is going to be special. And I think the fact that, we're getting kind of the double feature, they're calling it, right, with Starfield hype, because let's not forget, sorry for my phone, wherever it is, let's not forget Starfield, right? I mean, one of the biggest games this year that should, by all accounts, blow us away tomorrow. We get a full 30 minutes or almost 30 minutes on that too. So I think it's going to be a great show. Super, super hyped for it. I think guys are all bringing me up, man. I came in here with tempered, I was nice and even keel, and all of you are just taking me up to another level.
You're not escaping. You're going to have that hype up.
But I think it's going to be a great show. I think people are going to be happy. I think most importantly, there's going to be something for everyone. But I think one of the things we've all talked about many times, right, is Xbox has been really good about having shows for everyone. But where they sometimes miss the mark is having those 2 to 3, 4, whatever your kind of count is, of kind of like big in-your-face titles that are going to kind of take your breath away while you're watching it. Yeah. And I think that's what we're hoping to see tomorrow, is at least a handful of those. And I think we will. Like I said, the one that I don't know if Cog mentioned this, but we've heard rumors about what ZeniMax Online's working on from a AAA space. Keep an eye. That should be, so.
Dude, I'm already getting goosebumps if you can't tease us like that. So we gotta let you go.
That's the most I'm gonna say. So
all right. No, Ains, thank you so much. I know you're in LA. Say hi to the group for us. Give a big high five from us to Ben, to Cole, to everyone you see. And thank you so much for taking the time coming on here today.
Of course, guys. Congrats on the climbing number count. Let's get to 500. Come on.
That would
but
be
congrats,
awesome.
everyone watching around the world. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's going to be a good show. And yeah, man, I hope we have a good time. Oh, you got 2 legends coming in right now too. So
Exactly.
Miles, John, what's up, guys? But
Hey,
gonna get out. What's happening?
Have fun.
Enjoy
So-
LA, Ains.
Thanks, guys. Have a good time, and we'll
Have a good one.
talk soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Peace.
So, and with that, I need to welcome our 2 new guests here on the show. We have John from Xbox Era and Miles Dampier. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Miles is hyped. Look at him.
Good. Let's go.
Yeah.
Can you also introduce Miles's hair?
It's the 3rd new guest. I was going to give it a special intro.
Just
So
jealous. It's pure jealousy, Miles. It's pure jealousy, man. Mine disappeared from me a long time ago.
John, do not let the graybeards that we are show our hate. Let them have their
Just
fun.
strike.
Let them have their fun. It's okay.
Okay.
It's,
You're rocking what you got. All right.
that's right.
Damn it.
yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Beard Podcast.
Yeah.
So, John, Miles, where's the hype level? We were just talking about hype and excitement. So, where do you guys stand?
I'm a
Up to
sucker.
you.
I buy into the hype every single year. I'm one of those people who just loves the energy. You know, one of the reasons I think a lot of us like video games is the wild possibilities and those moments where we experience a game or an idea that's unlike anything we've played before. And then we just look at that and a lot of us like me are just chasing that high, riding that dragon until the end of time of that moment or that game that was unlike anything we've ever experienced before. And we just want more of it. And so when I look at showcases, I go back to the little child Miles and I say, man, think of all the wild possibilities that could be here. We could get Fable, we could get Banjo, all of our wildest dreams could come true. But I also work in the games industry, so I have to, reel that in a little bit and try to balance the wonder and excitement with the boring metrics and reality of it all. But that being said, this is poised to be one of the best shows from Xbox in a very long time. Absolutely. And the way that the Xbox leadership team has been hyping and messaging this, especially considering how in tune they are with the community and the fact that they know Phil Spencer outright addressed the fact that he knows a lot of the Xbox community is disappointed in the brand in 2023. I have to feel like the show is going to hit. At very least, it needs to be a very good show, but there's a potential. Again, I joked about this last year, and I'm waiting for people to clip it out of context. But I talked about 2023 being the best year possible for Xbox to deliver on its E3 of Dreams level showcase. The infamous PlayStation 2016 show where all of these big games are there. This is their best chance for them to deliver on that possibility. Will they? I don't know, but I'm excited to see.
I think they will. Right. I think if you look at, and it's weird, like you have to take a step back. 2022, anemic, right, from a first party perspective. Yes, the full release of Grounded and Pentiment, and that's about it, right? Pretty strong Game Pass
being generous as well. It was more like skeletal.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. There was not much meat on the bone. But then in context now, with hindsight, we looked at the PlayStation showcase a couple of weeks back, right? And the community was like, wait, what? The general gaming community, wait, what? This felt weird. And you've got to ask yourself, right? And I know the pandemic feels like a long time ago now, but Microsoft if you cast your minds back, think about all the rumors that PlayStation were going to launch in 2019 and not 2020, that some of their games were a lot further along. A lot of them are iterative sequels to existing IPs, for the most part, or remakes, right? They came out swinging when they did launch with a front-loaded plate. Microsoft didn't, and they've gone through the shitty year.
Yeah.
Sorry, apologies for swearing, but
you can swear. We had guests
okay,
on, so
good.
this show is already
demonetized. They go through the shitty year, and now in 2023, I look at that PlayStation showcase and I look at the hype that is, as Miles said, being messaged from Microsoft's leadership, the general communication, the fact that we know there are so many things that we do know about already that we have been waiting for stupid amount of time for updates on. The pandemic's over and done with for Microsoft now. They've been through their anemic skeletal year.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to see how it's all going to play out, because I feel like 2023 is PlayStation's Xbox 2022, right? They have got a bigger game,
they've
right?
won,
They've got one.
But I feel
right
that 24 is gonna be that one. I fully agree. They are getting into this period where they simply do not have many games ready, and the ones they do have are not the ones people want with the live service stuff.
Perhaps so. But I mean, this, I think with all that said, I look at everything that we've seen announced a long time ago. Phil on the Xcast a few weeks back, making very public comments about, updates on some of those, that I feel like it was a bit of a misstep when he said collections of games. There's stuff there that kind of was like, okay. And, unfortunately, as part and parcel of being in this industry, I've heard some stuff from some folks that I trust. So, yeah, I'm super freaking excited. Like Miles, I try and temper it. I have to co-host a podcast with Special Nick, who is like a fire blanket.
Sorry again.
Captain Buzzkill.
I apologize on
Xbox
behalf
era.
Captain Downer. But I have to admit, I am super excited. I think we're going to see some surprising stuff. And that's just from the stuff we do know about. What I'm really intrigued about is the stuff that we don't know about. Compulsion, Project Midnight, all right? That's just a project name. We don't know really what it is. ZeniMax Online, Perfect Dark. Are we going to see even like a more fleshed out teaser with like an example of gameplay, or maybe we don't know, but Fable,
In Exile, dude.
In Exile, yeah. I mean, look, I'm not an RPG guy. Like, I am not chomping at the bit. I'm hoping Starfield is going to be like my Skyrim, because I like sci-fi.
Yeah.
And I know for a lot of Western RPG fans, Microsoft are like all guns blazing this year, with Avowed apparently as well being at the showcase. But yeah, for me personally, I'm looking forward to the more quirky indie ones. Like, I want another Tunic, another Death's Door, another thing that makes me go, wow, where did this come from? Two guys made it in the back of their bedroom, over 2 years, and my mind is blown. That's the stuff I look forward to, but that's not to take away from all of the really cool, big, crazy stuff we're going to see, which I think, and that's not even to mention like crazy service stuff. Will we see new hardware?
That's what I've been thinking. When we look at the playbook of Xbox, they've always announced their new consoles about a year in advance. They did it with the Series X, they did it with the One X. Those consoles have been announced at least a year in advance, and who knows? We hear a lot of rumors about 24 having a PS5 Pro. And would make sense with an Xbox Series, whatever it's called, So
maybe I feel like we're going to be in line for something a little bit more, personally speaking, a little bit more understated. But I do expect something of that nature. Or at least I hope I do. It's on my bingo card. But yeah, like I think it's going to be a banging show, and I'm super hyped to experience it. And much like everyone else, I was watching the show in my front room before I jumped on. I am experiencing the FOMO.
Me too.
LA,
with those people that we had on from, and just let me read one super chat from El Creeco 17. He says, sends in 20 Norwegian krona and says, "I'm not prepared for the show after Cox's comment." Miles, this goes to you, because we had Cognito live from LA, from his hotel room, Lord Addict sitting on the bed behind him, and he was telling us that Microsoft's executives keep telling them, we are not ready for what's coming. They seem to be so confident. And then we had just Ainsley from Season Gaming on, and he was confirming that they are really confident in what they have to show tomorrow. So I feel like
they keep Cog and Ains keep trying to simmer their own expectations, and Microsoft keep going, no, get them up.
Not this year.
Not this year. So, we've already heard from Kay Asante and Pong Soul here what they think the show will start and end with. What do you guys think? What's going to be the big opening and closing game here?
Sean, you want me to take it, or you want to go first?
Man. God, am I ready to think off the bat? Okay. All right. Yes, I am. Let's go for it. I think they're going to open with Fable.
Now we're talking.
Because it's one. I think it does a couple of things. It sets the stage a little bit. Like, yeah, we mean it. We mean it this year. We're going hard, right? And I think, yeah, Avowed is in the key art a little bit. It kind of invokes the Avowed imagery from the original trailer we've seen. We've seen nothing but that trailer and 2 screenshots. And Avowed is likely to be a 2024 release, to my knowledge. So I think ending on that and showing it in a really good established light might be really cool. But I think it will be the one before the ending. And I think they'll end on something stupidly crazy, hype-inducing. Before Starfield. What is that? What is that going to be? I don't know. That's the exact part. I think they'll end on a new IP.
That's what I've been saying. I said probably the new It game, you know, Quake reboot or Doom or...
Quake, I was almost tempted to expect at QuakeCon, but yeah, they are owned by Microsoft now, so maybe...
But they could tease it, you know, and then full gameplay will reveal at QuakeCon, so...
Perhaps so. But yeah, I think new IP to finish, Avowed the one before that, Fable to open. That's my gut
Love
feel.
it. Love it.
Yeah.
Miles?
I'm torn. I think either Fable or Avowed is going to open the show, and I could see it going either way. They've... You know, there's been some debates online, but they've teased Fable. So if I've seen people say Fable could be the closer, but I think if you tease it, that's not a very satisfying closer for the community who's in tune with that. So I agree in the sense that I think the finale will be a new reveal. I think that's the best way to close a show. Have the high note at the end of the show that keeps the conversation going, because that's the most successful thing you can do. That's the only thing that people are talking about with Summer Game Fest right now is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because that was the big reveal at the end of the show. And so the end to me is more important than the beginning, because the end is what lingers with you after the fact. So they need to end it strong, and I don't think there's anything stronger for the average fan than something new. Some new big surprise. I don't have a specific IP or game that comes to mind, but I think there will be just something brand new to wrap up the show. And I think, either Fable or Avowed are great candidates, especially if Avowed is going to be a gameplay focused start. Because I'm torn on Fable. I think Fable will be there, absolutely. But whether or not Fable is a big gameplay showcase or just a cinematic trailer with in-engine footage and a narrator setting the tone of what the new world of Albion is, I could see Fable being that. And if Fable is that, then is that the best way to start the show?
That's exactly what I said. Fable does not need an explanation. You can show it just with a little in-engine, in-game footage. Introduce the art style that they are going for and everything. Avowed is
if the main character doesn't fart within like first 30 seconds of being on screen, it's not a Fable game. All right,
I would also accept a chicken kick. So, but it's got to be either one of those. Yeah, good stuff. So briefly, let me welcome Infinite Umbra. How you doing, sir? And where is your hype level for the show?
Oh man, I'm happy to be here. I'm among so many greats right here. I feel honored. Yeah, my hype levels are like 10 out of 10 right now. I expect a really great show, a really good show. I think it's going to be great. Fable, like Miles was just saying, I think is a foregone conclusion. I think it will be there. Yeah. I'm not sure where they'll show it. I hope it's not the last game shown at the end of the day. I think that should be reserved for a real blockbuster that we don't know about. Or something we weren't expecting. And me and Kay Asante were just talking about that earlier on what we believe it could be, or at least if it is that thing, then it would be a major mic drop moment. So
okay,
yeah, my mic drop. I'm like 10 out of 10 right now.
To share, let us in the speculation.
I don't want to say I don't want to say it because I think that if one, it'll be egg in my face if it doesn't happen, right? You thought it'll be this, you idiot, you Xbot. But so that's one, but two, it is such a major thing that I feel it would be unfair to even say it and then it turns out to be the case. You know what I mean? So I'll keep it in the pocket, but I would say it would absolutely, depending on how it's presented and everything, I think it would absolutely rock the house. I think it would be a major mic drop moment if it were true and it actually happened. So, but it's major. I'll just say that.
Okay.
There's no question about it.
Okay. So what do you think then? What game is going to open the show?
I think opening will be Hellblade 2. It makes the most sense to me with some known commodity. And I, by the way, have long said I believe Hellblade 2 will actually drop this year. I still think it might drop in December or something like that. Because I look at the release schedules. We already just got spoiled that Forza Motorsport is coming October 10th. So if that's true, we know that September 6th is Starfield. Then what else do you need for the rest of that year? I think there needs to be something for that holiday period, and Hellblade 2 would be that game. Not to mention, of course, it was shown at the VGAs in December when it was first shown. So I think that kind of fits, just in sync at least with all of that. It just makes a lot of sense, and I think they've been developing it long enough that they could possibly make this year. If not, it'll probably be early next year, maybe. But I still think it'll actually land this year.
I do agree. I also think it's gonna be November. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. So we have opening and ending, at least what we think it is going to be. Now, what's the middle part? What are the major announcements that get us excited? Asante, Pong, care to join in? What do you guys expect to be in the choose in the middle?
Pong expects probably a PC drop since he's PC master.
Oh yeah. That's all I'm hoping for. PC Game Pass. That's all I want to see across everything right
We're
now.
just waiting for Pong to start working out now. Eventually, as soon as you say PCMR, he'll start doing one of those.
Did you say pectoral or PC? Pectoral or PC? No, yeah, Pong is probably excited because he got a 4090 now. Pong, what are you over there stunting with?
No, I got the 7900 XTX.
Okay.
I've got a 4090 if that's.
Yeah, we're in line. We're in line. I just can't do the ray tracing as well.
As do I. Mine's liquid 4090, liquid cooled.
Yeah.
Do you know the stupidest thing that I got when I got my new rig? I got a Corsair 45-inch OLED, but it's the bendable one, the Flex.
Oh,
it is the most
nice.
ridiculous screen I have ever used. Like gaming mode,
that's great.
you literally grab the sides and you just like,
and you just pull it.
yeah,
awesome.
You feel like you're gonna snap it, but it's awesome. But yeah, sorry, I digress.
No, it sounds like I'm jealous. I want one.
So to answer your question, Boxenberg, as far as filling in the list, if I don't see Silk Song, I'll be a very disappointed boy.
Oh yeah,
it's time.
That should be there.
I need
with
to
a
see
release
Silk
date.
Song.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't give me a release date, show me new content to let me know you're still alive. Don't be more like that. Is it last night? Don't be a last night situation. Show me content. Show me you're alive. You can tell me it's later because, as John has pointed out, if you're going to be two guys in a closet somewhere making a game, give me that death's door feeling. I'm good with it. Even if it's 2026, just every once in a while, drop me just a nugget of information to let me know you're still alive so my hype train can keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like it,
I
man.
don't
Silk
know-
Song.
That's right.
I don't know
Such a-
about the. I don't know about the. And by the way, you've switched the screens there, Boxy. You can see your a list on there instead. There we go.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to save the super chat so that I don't.
I read
miss
one
them.
of them.
With
Did
regard
did that say Unreal Engine is the best engine? I thought I read that.
stop.
No,
Everyone
absolutely
keeps
not.
saying that.
With regard to Silk Song, of course, you've got to remember up until just last month when Aaron was on our showcase, they had, and that was the tail end of April, going at the beginning of May. They still didn't have a release date at that point. Now, thinking when did they put this showcase together? How long have they been building it? Did the release date materialize within a couple of weeks of that being the case? I don't know. So I don't think it'll be on this show, and it could be on the extended.
I really don't care about it. I don't care about a release date. Don't give me a release date because it's just two guys or small team.
Very small team.
Right?
Yeah.
Very small team, right?
Small.
And they've and their early game is still to this day as a on the Mount Rushmore of epic monumental roguelikes. Like it's just ridiculous.
Wasn't that great?
You didn't like the first one?
No,
like
I bounced
Hollow
off
Knight?
it
Really?
completely.
What?
Yeah,
They were
I
so
love-
good.
I
Now
love
my mouth is
Metroidvanias.
agape.
I played it. I was like, Like, no offense to people that enjoy it, right? But I was just
it's
like,
one of the best Metrovanias. It's so good. It's so
I can
good.
leave it.
It has so much atmosphere. It's dripping with atmosphere. Needless to say, so we know that it'll take some time, but they just need to show something. Don't be a last night type situation. Because where's last night now? We still don't.
That looked amazing as well, but yes,
Yeah.
disappeared.
Tim Soretta's still working on it, but
which he is still dropping nuggets on
Yes.
Twitter. He definitely is, But it would be good if Microsoft checks in with them. They give them a little bit something to show people. Even if you just give us another year, they gave us 2023. Yeah, okay. Give us 2025. We'll be fine with that. Just show us something.
I'm fine with that as well. And I feel like, take all the time you need. The first one to me is close to a masterpiece, just art design wise, music. It's gorgeous. I think it's a great game.
A lot of
It's
things
hard.
came together. Yeah.
It did, yeah, and it's a
Absolutely.
tough game. Like maybe that's what it was for you, John. Maybe you're like, but you know
It's
what,
a tough
John? Maybe
game.
you were probably playing Halo or something, making a map or something at the time. You probably didn't care about that. You're like, man, look,
I finished Ori Will of the Wisps, and people said, if you really love Metroidvanias, check out Hollow Knight. So I booted it up, and I was just like, it took too long. I'm a man with limited.
How much time did you put into it?
I don't know, a couple of hours maybe. I was just like, I'm just not feeling it. It didn't feel like, especially look, I think Ori and like the way Ori plays, coming off of Will of the Wisps, like the subtlety and the sublimeness of the controls, how responsive it is, how gorgeous it is. It just didn't gel with me. And I've had people say, "Oh, you should give it another shot. It's really good." And maybe I will one of these days when
It is
the
a hard
backlog-
game. You probably will never beat it because that game is hard to beat. It's got many bosses.
It's really
many,
tough.
many bosses.
It's tough.
But gentlemen, as much as I love the talk about
please,
Hollow
continue.
Knight,
No derailing, no derailing.
Welcome to Tangent. This is what happens when you have 1,000 guests.
I know. But I feel guilty because I told you guys, okay, come on, you only need 15 minutes of your time to come in here, and now I'm keeping you on.
Do you think any of us expected that, Boxer Burger? Seriously,
This
we
was-
saw the list of podcasters and we're
I
like, yeah,
know.
this is going to take a lot longer.
I know. So, Miles, John, what do you guys think is going to be the meat in the middle of the showcase?
Miles, please.
They
sir,
have
after
a
you.
lot of time. They're doing a dedicated showcase, and something I'm personally excited about is Starfield is going to be its own separate thing. I think, people want the big Starfield blowout, which is great, but I didn't want that to eat up a huge amount of time, considering that we know Starfield's coming. We know it's coming up in September. We know what it is. A lot of Xbox fans, myself included, want to get updates to the games that have been previously revealed and get new reveals for what hasn't. So I think this show is going to have the holy fantasy Xbox Trinity. I think it's going to have Hellblade 2. I think that's going to get a release window. I don't know if they'll have the gumption to lock down a hard date, but I could see it being holiday 2023 or Q1 2024. I think Avowed also gets a release window as well.
Yeah.
And it's going to be one quarter after Hellblade, whether that's Q1 or Q2. I think Avowed is coming first half of 2024. And Fable, I don't think that they're going to announce any sort of release window. But
you
I could
saddened me, Miles Dompierre. You said the Holy Trinity. I was expecting you to say Halo, Gears, and Forza, but okay, I'm sorry.
I said the Holy Fantasy Trinity.
Yeah, true.
Well, then
I had dreams that Halo would be back.
Where's
I was
Banjo?
holding out dreams for my Gear 6, but okay, understood.
So just it's fantasy specific. I also think we're going to get a few new reveals. I think Compulsion or In Exile are the most likely. I don't know if both will be there, but I would be shocked if one or the other. I think Project Belfry, the kind of side-scrolling game from Stoic, has a good chance to be that Pentiment scale. Hey, so guess what? This is coming out in the fall. You weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
Here you go. What else is going to be there? I would love to see Everwild, but I don't think it's going to be there.
Yeah.
I think
I disagree with you, Miles. I mean,
I'm ready. Don't get me wrong. At this point, I'm saying no to the. Everwild won't be there. State of Decay won't be there. If I say no, maybe I'll be surprised and delighted. But
John really wanted to say something there. John was like,
me? I'll say my piece in a
What
sec.
do you
Let
know?
us finish. Let us finish. Let the
You
man
have
finish.
Curious, 'cause like I said,
information.
Everwild. That's my most anticipated Xbox game. I'm so excited to see what Rare's been cooking. I know they've gone back to the drawing board, but I'm unsure if we'll see that this year. But I do think, obviously, Forza release date I think is leaked. We had talked about that previously. I also think there's a good chance for Xbox to reaffirm its commitments to Japanese developers. Again, there's been another unfortunate leak in that regard with from Atlas on their official Instagram, which is a big oops. oopsie daisy there. But I think there will be another Japanese creator-centric portion of the show, and I hope that it's Persona, and I hope that it is the Kojima Xbox joint, because there were some rumblings last year that suggested maybe they were trying to cook up something in terms of a trailer or a official reveal for it that didn't manifest. So they have brought Kojima out to say, hey, this is real. I'm partnering with Xbox. But given the fact that we're a year removed from that, it would be so good and so cool to see Kojima there. And Kojima wasn't at Summer Game Fest at all. So what's he doing? Is he taking the year off? I don't think so.
He was at the Apple thing, though. You know,
yes, he was at the Apple thing. You're right. So
He's checking with UPS for part 2 of
Hey,
Death Stranding.
he was at the Apple thing, which is in California.
Dun 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 dun.
There we go.
Coincidence? I think not.
I think not.
I think not. And in terms of, I want to believe there's gonna be one fan service IP return, whether it's Jet Set Radio, whether it's Banjo, whether it's Killer Instinct. I want to believe one of those will be there, but I don't know which one. So that, I guess that's my predictions for what a lot of the show will be.
It's awesome.
Nice.
So, John,
what do I
where
think?
do you stand?
Yeah. So we know about the leaks, right? So we know about Forza, we know about Persona. I think Miles is bang on the money. I think we'll see Kojima's project. Like, if I recall correctly, Henderson had some sort of semi-trailery thing, and that was like a year ago. So maybe there's something that's going to come out of that.
Screenshots even. Yep.
Yeah. I think Everwild, I think we're going to see it. And the reason I think we're going to see it is based purely on a gut feel, right? So this isn't like insiders or anything
Trust
like that.
your gut.
But the lead producer from Rare, Louise O'Connor, kind of went dark after Everwild went a bit quiet, and I didn't see it. And then suddenly she's just been back on the Twitterverse talking about how pumped she is. And I'm like, Are you, Louise? Is that because you're going to announce that you've decided what Everwild is, and it's going to be like either a grown-up Pokemon or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Like, go and get all the animals and do the things, whatever it's going to be. Rare makes super unique games. Sea of Thieves is probably, even though I don't play it so much anymore because I ground it into a fine dust, it was probably the best co-op experience I've ever played in any game ever. And if they can replicate that genie in a bottle and produce it for Everwild, I will be there day one. I think we might see Blizzard's survival IP.
Oh,
because why not? Right? They've been in development for a while.
Remember that tweet from Mike Ybarra a little while back where he just had the book with the big O, the big cursive O on the cover?
Yeah. So I think that could be a thing. I think we'll get updates on Contraband. Like, if I look at Avalanche and the way they've developed games previously, they kind of announce they go dark for 2 years and then they come out swinging. I think this is about the right time for them. But then there's little things as well. I think Microsoft, we mentioned hardware. I think that you want to make some noise on the internet. Hey, everybody, Xbox Live Gold is being retired. To play on Xbox is free for multiplayer. I think that's a great announcement to finally put the nail in the coffin of the terrible monthly PR hit that is Games with Gold. Like, just put it out of its misery and get rid of that. We've got Avowed. I want to see Cocoon. I'm every time I see gameplay from the designer from Cocoon, the guys that used to lead Playdead, every time I'm like, when? He keeps going, soon. So I'm like, okay, soon. I think we saw him recently on the Summer Games Fest today, but maybe they'll have like a release date because I think that's a Game Pass game. Man, what else? We're not going to see Stalker 2. Will we have a Clears collection? Special Nick thinks so. Jez didn't, but then Jez thinks it is real. I don't know. We'll see.
That would be ultimate.
You need that to happen, right? You need it to happen so we can just move on and Special Nick can take his little victory lap.
Exactly.
And then we can move on.
Still saying with FPS boost and HDR and everything, I don't need a Gears collection. I need the Fable collection. Gentlemen, briefly, let me welcome Hargeet live from LA in the center of everything.
How's it going?
You got the Hollywood tan going on. I see you out there.
Yeah. I got to meet up with the team that did the show, created the showcase.
Nice.
Okay. So
how they feel?
do tell us, how are they feeling?
Now, Hargate, come on.
What
Dude,
secrets can you tell us?
very confident. They're very confident. So they think it's going to be a smash show. So
Yes.
they're very confident. Yeah, I kind of gleaned from my conversations to not expect release dates. I don't know if that's here or there, but
It's fine.
but they are very confident. So
we love to
hopefully
hear
it's
that. So we had Cog on earlier today, and he has been saying something very similar. So it's good to hear that it's confirmed. So how is the mood? How is everybody hyping the show in LA? What's the setting? How are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, the some people seem to think the Summer Game Fest was bad. I thought it was pretty good. We were front row, right? So we were having fun with most of the show. I thought it was a decent, good show. But somehow, I guess, given that, people are expecting this to be the one show that's actually better than all the other ones. So that's kind of the mindset. A lot of people are very hyped about this. It would be very hard for them to fail, since they already have announced all these games and they just have to release them. That's it. Like that would be enough to just make a smash show, right? Because they actually are bringing exclusives. Unfortunately, Sony did not bring anything that was compelling enough in their showcase. Oddly enough, I think the Summer Game Fest brought the most compelling things for the Sony showcase.
So
but
they saved. I said it yesterday. They saved the best things for the Summer Game Fest. Like Spider-Man date.
Yeah, why would they save Spider-Man for the Summer Game Fest instead of their own show? I still don't get that one.
Yeah. But hey, whatever they did whatever they did. But as far as the hype levels, pretty much everybody I talk to here is they're going for it. They want this to be a good show, and everybody's hyped to see a good show. And no indications from Microsoft to think otherwise. They are very confident. Everybody I've talked to on their side, they're saying you're gonna be very happy. I'm like, okay. So
that's great.
Love
I think
to
Miles.
hear that.
I think you said it, Miles. I think on the tweet of yours, you said confident Microsoft is the best Microsoft, and I have to agree.
That too, by the way. They hear that from the community that like normally Microsoft is reserved on like defensive, and this is the first time that they're seeing Microsoft is on the offensive, and they see that too.
Absolutely awesome. Okay, gentlemen. I don't know, Miles, Asante, Pong, John. Do you have a few more minutes, or?
Yeah, I have about 5. I think I have about 5 more minutes. Yes.
All right.
It doesn't have to be, unfortunately. Yes.
So, tell us a little bit. What do you expect to be the big choose in the middle, and what would make it a dream showcase for you, like the dream announcement? The 11 out of 10 announcement.
Yeah. So again, like others have said on this show, on this Avengers level epic show, right? There was no nude statements to be made except for what John just brought up there about Blizzard. That was an interesting pull. I hadn't heard that one yet until he mentioned that. So shout out to you, John. But what would make me happy? So there are lots of ridiculous, hyperbole-ridden lists floating around the internet right now. When you are in a position like we are, people tend to send you things, whether they are to be believed or not. They send you things, right? But I will tell you, some of these lists are goddamn ridiculous, like to an umpteenth degree. But many of them have stuff in it that are literally spilling out right now, like stuff like the what do you call it, Persona 3 Reloaded spilled out. We were like, and it just spilled out of that list, and there are more. So as far as what I expect to see, I mean, like it's hard for me to even speak because I'm afraid I'm going to say something that's on a list and then eventually becomes a. You know what I'm saying? But like Ains was talking about, ZeniMax Online are looking at a new IP in the AAA space, and that should be something to keep an eye on. Yeah, that's on the list. And if that thing is right, what he is describing, holy crap, the internet will crack in half and just like squeeze juices everywhere. It's just going to be insane. Pause. Yes, big pause. Big pause. Big pause. Big
Gaming
boss, yes.
juices, he means, of course.
Gaming juices. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Of course.
Yes, that's what I meant. You know, there's talk of huge IPs that people have wanted for a long time, like games that just blew your mind when you saw it. Day one Game Pass, stuff like that floating around right now. So, you know, that's why my hype level, whether I like it or not, it's like I'm trying very, very hard to stay conserved like I try to be. But you guys are literally opening my mouth and forcing the Kool-Aid in everywhere I go. And it's making it difficult to stay reserved. So
You
yes,
know,
I'm quite excited.
I love getting hyped. I love seeing Hagid and Cog and Ains being in LA and all the others, Cold and Ben and everyone. And I'm just like a little child before Christmas when it comes to these game showcases, and I love to get hyped. So yeah.
I've got 2 fun stories. Kool-Aid, you just reminded me of something. Risk It for the Biscuit is out here all the way from Australia.
Of course, yeah.
He's never had Kool-Aid. He tried it for the first time.
What?
So he doesn't
You didn't put cyanide in it, did you?
Second story. This was great. Like, I'm meeting the folks that do all the showcases, and they don't want all the leaks, right? And they mentioned Idle Sloth. Idle Sloth's been hanging around with us. So
Hey, looking dude.
I can connect you 2 up. So I bring him over to Idle Sloth. I sit down. I'm like, "Where's the popcorn? This is gonna be great."
Idle Sloth. Did he surprise you, Hargeet? By the way, did he surprise you? Because I didn't expect Idle Sloth to look like that. He was so tall over everyone too.
Yeah. It was fun. They had a long discussion.
That's awesome.
So it's
Yeah.
cool.
He's dope. He's a dope guy. I like him.
Yeah, so good. So Asante, I know you have to go.
Yes.
But we will see you soon back here on this channel, because after the Xbox Extended Showcase, we're going to have you on to discuss everything that was announced during Showcase season. So I can't wait for that, man. But for now, thank you so much for taking the time, and you have a great one.
Absolutely. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually going to, I have to step out with the kiddos, but I have my phone with me. I'm still listening. I'm still listening, still watching. Can't wait. Gamers Christmas. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. Keep enjoying yourselves. Hit the like button. Almost 500 people in here. Come on now. Let's continue breaking records this weekend. Thanks to everybody for being here. Gentlemen, we'll talk soon, I'm sure. Have a great time. I'm so hyped. Can't wait.
Show ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. And he's right. He's right. It's a record-breaking show for us. We have 467 guys in the chat. It's awesome. Thank you so much. We do hope you enjoy the show. If you do so, do us a favor and hit the like button, and maybe consider subscribing, because we have this podcast here every Thursday. The World of Gaming with this beautiful man right here
over there.
And changing guests. All of you have been on the show before, yeah, gentlemen.
Let me hop in here, Box. Let me hop in here a little quick, because I haven't answered any of your questions yet. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to hop in here real quick. So first and last show, let me get a couple thoughts here. Number one, the Fable thing. I've been on Fable leading off the show before they even did the tease. I think after the tease, I think that's what they were kind of insinuating in a way, that was going to be the lead game. And I think that would be a fantastic way to start off. If the show is going to be as big as we're all talking right now, knocking it out of the park with Fable out the gate. Beautiful. Here's the thing I will say about the end of the show, and the one last thing. A little bit different this year with the Starfield Direct, in my opinion, is because Starfield is actually the one more thing. Even though we know about it, even though it's a big thing, everybody's going to, as the show goes on, more and more people are going to start looking at that Starfield going, God, can't wait to see Starfield. Can't wait to see Starfield. It's one of the biggest games of the year. It's already generating its own hype. It's like its own black hole.
Yeah.
So I think with the one last thing, I like the idea of new IP. I like the idea of ending it on a bang, but I don't, from my standpoint, I think you almost need like a palate cleanser. I would not put back-to-back RPGs. So I would not end it with like a Avowed and then roll into Star. I wouldn't do anything like that. And my palate cleanser for a long time now has actually been this. I think that you end the show on Indiana Jones. And I think that would be the perfect palate cleanser. I think that whether you do an in-game cinematic, in-engine cinematic, I should say, or you do have some in-game gameplay. I think ending with Indiana Jones, just show me Indiana with his hat, with his whip, with the Indiana Jones music playing in the background. And I think right there and then, especially for all of us older heads who love Indiana Jones, it's like the perfect way to transition then into a big giant game like Starfield, which you're going to be showing next relatively shortly afterwards. So that would be my front and end. As far as the middle goes, love everybody's opinions here. I did like John's Blizzard speculation. That would be amazing to have that game somewhere in there. I think that right now we know almost for sure that we're going to get 5 first-party AAA games here, at least. That's 5 that we are pretty well sure that's going to be here. You got the potential, from what everybody's talking about, up to 10 total. That's ridiculous. That's 3 years for some places. That's a lot. So I think that you have to come big with all of your other stuff so that it doesn't get lost. And I like the idea of breaking up the show with some of those big third-party announcements that we know have to be out there, especially for the second half of this year, because the second half of this year we don't know much about. We're starting to get it filled in, but they need at least one big Game Pass game there. And to Miles' point about the Eastern side of things, I've been on this train forever since I jumped into this community. The East it's so important to Microsoft and what they're doing, Xbox and what they're doing. They've made that crystal clear. Obviously, the Persona stuff had the marketing rights for Elden Ring. Something happened, didn't turn out, never got it. From kind of owes Microsoft a little bit, owes Xbox a little bit here. So why not get Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon up on stage, show off some more gameplay, announce Game Pass day and date, end of the year, or where is it, September, I think it is. Just that would be a big moment for there. And then I think you got to come back with something else. You lost Stellar Blade, so I think you got to come back with something else, like a Black Myth Wukong. I think you have to show that you've been putting that work in there for a reason, and you've got to start digging into these, not just the known quantities like the Atlases and all that kind of stuff, but you need to actually pick up some of the smaller upcoming talent that's coming over there. And I'm not saying exclusives. I'm not saying any of that stuff. You just need to get them on your stage and let everybody know that that game's going to be associated with Xbox this time around. And I think that would be a big moment in itself. But I think they've got all the ammo they need to pull off exactly what we're talking about here. What everybody down in LA is saying is a different energy right now, is a confidence level. I think they have everything they need. They just need, again, this is why these teams get paid big money, to put it together in a showcase that keeps that pacing, that doesn't lose the interest, that the smaller games are going to show off because they're going to have indie games. Replaced needs to show up. Silksong needs to show up. All those games need to show up. You don't want to lose the audience in the big stuff all the time, and you want to keep that nice pacing going. So, but that's where I think the show is going to go. And I think that, again, if they pull off anywhere between 6 to 10 AAA games here from first party, it's an automatic win. For me, you know me already. Starfield, it's a 10 out of 10. It starts at a 10 out of 10. Yeah. Okay, it can only go up from there unless everything is terrible, and we already know it's not going to be terrible. So I'm so hyped for this show. It's going to be great.
You can hear that excitement in your voice, man. So, thank you, Pong. And briefly, let me welcome Tron TJ. Brother, we will get to you in a second because I know Hargit also has probably leave really soon. I don't know about Miles, John, and Umbra.
Oh, I
got about 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes.
I gotta dip out here.
Okay,
quick, but.
So TJ, before we get to you, let me get these gentlemen out. It's been so awesome to have you on. So if every one of you had one dream announcement, what would it be? Like this one announcement that would make this show for you the 11 out of 10. Miles, just go ahead.
Come on, be predictable, Miles. Come on, I know what it is.
Ooh, no, I'm not going to be predictable. I'm going to say the 11 out of 10 announcement is the Bandai Namco Xbox platform fighter, baby. If they can whip that up, create the team that made Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, if they can collaborate with the staggering portfolio of Xbox IP and do a mascot fighter.
Would you like that to be Killer Instinct 2 in a mascot fighter theme? So like they had General Ram.
I mean, I want Killer Instinct. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I don't want Killer Instinct to be the mascot fighter. They put mascots in Killer Instinct. No, I'm talking a Smash Bros-esque Xbox experience. Like that's what I want. That would be huge. That would be my most hype thing that I can imagine.
Wait, Miles, isn't Phantom Dust?
That's what I thought he was going to say. I was thinking the same thing.
I'm shocked you didn't say Phantom Dust.
Xbox is just hurting me. Like this is just like a personal attack on me as an individual. So I'm just going to let it ride. I'm going to say Phantom Dust won't be there to give them an incentive to bring it. All right.
Yeah.
Because
Like
I've been
he's
hurt.
given up
I've been
hope.
hurt one too many times. All right. You lied to me once. All right. And you're forever indebted to me. All right, Phil.
Fair.
You
You
have
listening,
to,
Phil?
At some point in time, you have to put out Phantom Dust. That is the reality. Okay. You never officially canceled it. So
It's still alive somewhere.
the dream still lingers in the ether.
Oh man. Dream announcement for me. Do you guys remember Chrome Hounds from?
Yep.
Of course.
Right. So that whole
Such a good
evolving
game.
online, you build your own mech, you go into the war front, and it's constantly persistent and it changes every couple of weeks as people fight an actual war front across several make-believe countries with mechs. Take that idea and the Mech Assault brand and give me Mech Assault 3, super duper, all of the modern bells and whistles, like full-on destruction, all the buildings blowing up and stuff, forming squads, dropping in, jump jets, mech damage, all of that kind of stuff. I want the MechWarrior universe with the Chrome Hounds style of online play with a modernized presentation, and I would be a very happy man. Failing that, a Banjo remake. Like, nothing crazy, not like Banjo 3E or anything like that, but a Banjo 1 completely, let's just go balls to the wall with graphical fidelity. Go Pixar, sell Xboxes just based on prettiness alone, and just give those Banjo fans out there just something. Just a little something.
Just throw them a bone.
Nintendo has done
Alright.
more.
Yeah. I love it. I
There you
love
go.
it.
That's my dream though. Mech Assault 3.
Sweet.
Chrome Hounds. But I would say this: like, if it was Banjo, I would want them to go all out. I wouldn't want something like, here's a basic remake of this. I would want them to give us a Ratchet and Clank level. I'm talking visually, at least.
Yeah.
Banjo and
That's what I
Kazooie
mean.
game. And yeah, something crazy out there when it comes to that. If I had to make a
Absolutely.
dream announcement, though, if it's not an acquisition, because I would have said something crazy like, oh, I hope they just acquire WB Games or something in the licenses. But being more realistic, I guess I would say it would be crazy if they announced that they got Rise 2 coming out and they got something worked out with Crytek to get Rise 2, son of whatever it may be. Maybe that could be something that would be crazy to bring back. But I think the thing is, what Microsoft is they have so many unused IP that it is a shame that so much of it, even Fable, was 13 years before we actually heard anything else about it. So it's good to see they're finally doing that. So maybe work out something with some of the IP that you're not touching, which like goes back to John and goes back to the Phantom Dust of Miles and everything. Like, use these games. By the way, Miles, I would say all these people are in the chat because of your luxurious hair. What are you using? Pantene Pro V?
I think
so luxurious.
I'm using Dove and
that-
Garnier.
Oh, really?
The 1-2 punch. All right,
man.
Oh, we are not getting sponsored, by the way. So,
but I would say just to throw one out. Oh yeah, hey, KSLT, hey, don't play with my heart now. He said Rise 2 and Unreal Engine 5. Hey.
oh, that would be
That would
an
be
awesome.
perfect.
That would be an
Don't play with my
awesome.
heart.
Use
Yes,
the
it would.
Crytek engine?
Yeah.
That seems
One thing I think will happen though, I don't know if a lot of people said it earlier, but Hi-Fi Rush is likely to have some type of probably another shadow drop, seeing how we already saw the Steam DB list or whatever leak as showed the DLC. The achievements for it. So that is likely going to be an expansion that they're going to talk on at this show as well.
That's true. That's true. That probably it already more or less leaked. So yeah.
Yep.
Hang on one second. Miles, I know you gotta go. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for coming on and taking the time. It was awesome, and we would need to get in touch, and we need to get you back for a full episode here again.
I mean, absolutely love being here. A lot of amazing creators. It's awesome seeing Hargeet here, Pong, Wandering Dutch, all the people cycling through, people taking time out of their day at the show. I love seeing the hotel room footage. That's awesome. But appreciate all of you. Excited for the show, and hopefully the next week next week's series of podcasts, we'll actually be able to talk about Xbox video games.
Exactly.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Can't wait.
Yes,
so
indeed.
thank you again. And yeah, I see you soon, man.
All right, take care, everybody.
Thank you. So Hagit.
Later, Miles.
Hagit, I know you gotta get back to the boys out there. So let us know two things. Of course, your dream announcement, and where is the hype level here with you and the community and all the people, the group. We seen the pictures, man. You're making us all jealous. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so dream announcement, like one that's not going to happen, is I want like Halo campaign content, and I want to see where that's going. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're ready, but that will be the dream announcement. Is like, hey, we're releasing, Halo's next campaign thing, whether it's in Infinite or something else, year or two out, whatever it is, right? But I don't think it's going to happen. Outside of that, I want to see, just because it's just a good timing thing. Indiana Jones the movie is coming out at the end of the month. Indiana Jones the game has been in development presumably for 6 years. So why not release the bloody game now, right? Just say it's coming out with the movie. Here you go, boom, right? You've already gotten an announcement trailer, right? Now you're gonna get the gameplay, and it's coming out at the end of the month. Boom, right? Comes along with the movie. That would be awesome if it's possible. But it seems like it should be. I mean, 6 years should be enough for them to get the game done. So hopefully it is something that happens. So that would be the one that I'm shooting for, because it's pretty much a shadow drop, but not quite a shadow drop.
True.
But that would be really cool. Even if it's like the movie comes out June 30th and this comes out, I don't know, July 15th or whatever, right? Something close to that. I guess 15th probably be a Saturday or something like that, but whatever, like the next Tuesday or something like that. Right. Very close. Right. So I think that would be awesome to see. I'm looking forward to seeing what Compulsion or InXL are doing. I want to see what those games are. Right.
Yeah.
And I hope that's what they end with, one of those games. Right. Because they're new. I'd like to see what they're doing.
Cool.
Right. So Start is going to be something established. Right. It's either Hellblade or more likely like Forza. We know it's coming. We know it's gonna. Is the release date out? I think it's out, right?
It leaked.
That's a rumor. October 10th.
October 20 or something like that.
20th. Yeah.
So that is, they'll just show that, here you go. We don't establish it's done. This is coming. Here it is. Here's the gameplay. Here's everything. Right. Boom, boom, done. Right. Or it's gonna be like Hellblade or Avowed. One of those. Let's just show it. Right. Be done with it. So I think that's what's gonna happen in the beginning, and then the end. I'm hoping for something new. Right. The other alternative is it's not one of theirs, but it's something ridiculous like GTA, right? So something along those lines that just like it sets the tone for the showcase, right? That like, boom, we just got boom this, right? That's associated with Xbox. That would be huge, right? Obviously, there'll be a whole bunch of things in the middle with third-party stuff, with first-party stuff, right? And they have a lot of things. Just think of, was it Ara Untold? There's the Age of Empires 4 coming to console. These are just simple ones, right? And then you've got all the announced games that they need to release. And then there's other studios that they haven't talked about yet. The Zenny stuff, if that happens, wow.
Indeed.
But we'll see. But I'm not going in. I'm still trying to temper my expectations, because the more you hype things, the more you have the potential to get let down. So I want to go in saying, hey, I know these things should come, which is great, right? And then if they go well beyond that, awesome, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I am. I've been trying to glean whether it's 60 or 30 on Starfield, and I have not succeeded yet.
Have you seen Todd yet, Hargeet? Can I ask you if you've seen Todd?
I have not seen Todd. I just saw Phil today.
Okay, you did see Phil?
Sweet.
I did see Phil. I saw Matt Booty today.
Okay.
Yeah, Phil looked like he was walking in 60 frames per second confidence, too.
Yes, he did actually. He was headed towards the meeting area. They're meeting today here. But yeah. But
awesome.
yeah, there's plenty of those guys here. We met with quite a few of them. But yeah, so far that's what I'm thinking. We'll see how the show is. I hope it's great, right? But
yeah,
we have a lot to talk about afterwards.
Oh yeah, indeed we do. Indeed we do. And so we definitely will do that here on this channel. Of course, I know everyone's gonna have like things on their channels as well to cover the showcase, which is gonna be awesome. So
and by the way, the Tuesday showcase will have announcements.
Ooh,
really?
Oh, really?
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Sweet.
Hey, how long is it? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't know, but I'm just dropping that hint. The Tuesday showcase will have announcements.
Okay.
Wow.
There we go. Sounds
So-
good to me.
Okay.
Not just interviews and things, but real announcements. That is really, really cool.
I don't know
Awesome.
if there'll be games. I'm telling you, there'll be announcements.
Sweet. So, Hagit, before I let you go, let me briefly welcome Rand. Welcome to the show. Glad you made it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was really busy with some stuff, but
No
I made it.
problem.
I'm here.
Yes, you did. Awesome. Rand, we will get to you in a second. I just gotta let a couple of people out of here, so we have time to talk. So, Hagit, thank you, man, for coming on here live from LA. Give a big high five to everyone you see. We've seen the pictures. We're so jealous. So, thank you, man, for taking the time.
All right.
And you have a great time.
Have
All
fun,
right.
Hargeet.
Later, Argy.
Later.
So, John, I know you
Yeah.
also have to leave, and your PC actually crashed when I wanted to let you
Yeah,
out. So,
I was messing around with HDR.
Yeah.
I think it upset my PC like earlier today, and I just was like, "That's the one thing I've
Why you
changed.
make
I'm just
me
going to go
angry?
turn that off."
So the 4090 is a problem, John, is what you're saying.
Well, I think it's more that it's via Microsoft's game bar, and as we all know,
Oh, yes, of
it's
course.
just a giant piece of crap. So,
Yes.
but hey, look, really appreciate the opportunity to come on, and sorry that I wasn't here to catch up with Rand, the man himself. It was always a pleasure to see, but you know, it's not you, bro. It's me. I've got things to do tonight.
It's not you. It's Nick.
Yeah. Well, I'm not Nick, thankfully. I have got to hang out with him this evening, so we'll be doing our show in about less than 2 hours from now, for probably 4 hours, with Nick making the same point over and over again. But it's been a real pleasure being on the show, so thank you very much. Make sure everyone in the chat hits like, give these guys a subscribe. I hope
Thank
you
you.
guys enjoy the showcase. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the reactions and all the fun over the next 24 to 48 hours. It's going to be a blast.
Yes, sir.
it's gonna be. So, again, thank you for taking the time, and I will get in touch with you because we also need to get you back on for a full episode.
Oh, I'd love
here.
to. Always a
Awesome.
pleasure.
Awesome.
No worries. Have a good night, man.
You too.
See you later.
See you. Pong, Umbra, since we are on it, I don't know about your schedules. You got a few more minutes?
Oh yeah, anytime.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I got some minutes.
I
Awesome.
desperately want to play some more Diablo, but I am here for you all. Absolutely.
You know
What's
what?
up, Rand, my Chi-Town brother? What's up with you, man?
Yo,
Yeah.
what's going on, Umbra?
Not too much.
Playing
Hot
Diablo.
day in Chi-Town today, huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's nice.
playing Diablo was exactly what I was doing when I listened to the Xbox 2 without chess, but with gas yesterday.
Yeah, Gaz.
Gaz.
Although I thought it was really well done. There are some people that don't like Gaz, unfortunately.
Screw the
Gaz,
haters.
Gaz is quite polarizing. That's for
Yes.
damn sure.
He
Yes,
is.
he is.
He is.
But hey,
But
if he didn't do it with me, there wouldn't have been a show. So you should be happy that
I would have done it
that's-
with you, Rand. You just didn't ask.
You probably, well, yeah, that is true. You would have done it.
just a DM away. But no, that was a great show. So, of course, you covered, you know, the basic stuff. Everyone is asking, so what's the show going to start, going to end, and what's the juicy part in the middle? Rand, has anything changed for you? Because these things change when we come closer to the show. And you've done a video, you've done the prediction show now with Gas. So where do you stand on it with starting, ending the show?
I mean, I've been I'm on the same point where I've been for a while. There was like 3 games that I considered could start the show. That would be Hellblade 2, Fable, and Avowed. But I'm going with Avowed starting the show.
Yeah.
I guess Hellblade 2 could start the show if they have a date this year. And I'm not... I think they were angling to get Hellblade 2 out this year.
Okay.
Which is like things that me and Jez had heard that they were trying to get the game out this year. And I don't know when it's coming out, but I was hearing stuff about like the game possibly coming out this year, but my gut, unfortunately, says it's early next year.
Okay.
So I don't think Hellblade 2 is going to open the show. I think Avowed will, and they'll just give a date, 2024. I think it's going to look really damn good. I think it's going to I think that's kind of the tone they want to set, right? Impressive gameplay. That's what I sort of expect from Avowed. I think people will be pleasantly surprised by it, and I think that's a good way to open the show. As for closing the show, that's Fable, which might be odd because it already closed the show in 2020, but I think they are very happy with what they have, and Fable's set to be one of their biggest games and franchises moving forward. And I know there are people that's like, well, why have it on the show again? Why even have it show up? Why tease it? But it's because they need to get the game out there, right? They need to get start the hype train rolling for it. Yeah, because it's a big project.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big project, and it's like so it's incredibly important. So that's why I think they're going to end the show with that one. I think Hellblade will be somewhere in the middle, but yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
Okay.
Avowed to open
Good.
and Fable to close.
Good. I said I think Fable is at the beginning because I don't see them end the show with another RPG when they have Starfield after this, because
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Xbox is the home of RPGs now.
It is.
They are.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could open one, close one, and then have a special episode like the Starfield Direct for just the what was the phrase that Kay Santa used earlier? He had a great phrase for those trilogy like unique. Anyways, you're right, Rand. You're right, and I just think that Avowed is probably gonna be the next big RPG that they're gonna release after Starfield from all those RPGs that they have in the making, and so they wanna probably explain it a little bit more. So that's why I think they might put it in the middle, but it's just me. So
Rand, what would you watch the rest of the show if they open with Scalebound? Would you watch the rest of the show?
Dude, we're not talking about Scalebound here.
I would turn it off in disgust.
So, Ron TJ, now I want to hear from you, man. I'm not sure if I have properly welcomed you because it was like people coming in, out, and we had so many, and we were
That's okay, bro.
way behind the schedule. So, first, welcome to the show. And what do you think about opening and closing the show?
Opening, I would like to see. I would say, I wouldn't do Fable first. I would do Avowed first, and then throw Fable third or fourth in the lineup. So I would do Avowed, then I would do Forza Motorsport, get that out of the way because we've already seen a lot of that, and then I would do. Yeah, man, they have so many RPGs if you think about it. So let's see, Avowed, Forza Motorsport. And then you could do Contraband if they show up. I don't know if they will, but if they do, great. Show that. And then you can
Contraband,
do Fable.
when they announced that 2 years ago, they said that they have been already working for 3 years on the game. So
I know. And it's
now
been
it
2
would make
years since
5
then.
years, more or less.
So,
I'm not
yeah.
sure. I've heard Rand say he doesn't expect the game to be there. So
Okay, well, you still got
Contraband.
more games. You still got more games.
Oh.
Well, there went Rand.
That was Rand. I did not kick him off the show. I know I clicked a lot of wrong windows today.
It's because I said Scalebound. So
Oh,
he
yeah.
lost. That's what happened.
It scared him
Pong
off.
to blame
Scared him
here.
off.
We blame Tong.
Way to go, Pong.
But I mean, they got so many games. It's how long? 2 hours and 30 minutes, including the Starfield showcase.
I think
so
No, 2
Is it 2
hours.
hours and
1.5
30 or
for the
1
main
hour?
showcase and 30 minutes for the
The exact
Starfield.
time. The exact time came out yesterday. 1 hour and 52 minutes to be exact.
Okay.
Oh wow!
All
that's
together.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
it's a full movie. Yeah. And then what I would close out with would be either the announcement from the ZeniMax studio if they want to show something with that, but I don't know if they will. But they've been in production for quite a while, or you can do Hellblade. But I mean, it's hard. It's hard to like line it up exactly because they got so many games if you think about it. And then that's not even. It's like what you said before, Boxenberger. You said, well, a lot of these games that were shown were supposed to come out last year. So what was supposed to be this year?
Yeah.
So they still need to show us what's going to be for next year to make up for what was supposed to be this year, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah, I understand by that. I think they gotta have to have one other game, a major game, not a Pentiment
you would
game.
think so. What about Compulsion's game, maybe? I know that's a shot in the dark, but you never know. I mean, look at Hi-Fi Rush. Nobody heard about it. Nobody knew anything about it. And they didn't even show it with CGI or anything. They just shadow dropped it. I mean,
so
there's your gameplay.
That's a
there's
good
your
point.
actual game.
That's a good point, TJ. What about the others? Do we think we get a shadow drop to some degree?
It's gonna have to be something either AA or something small AAA. It can't be something huge.
It's not. Of course, yeah.
I mean, maybe a Forza Motorsport demo. Like, I know Pong would like that. Everybody would like that. But that's all I could see them shadow dropping off the top of my head, because it just doesn't make any sense to mess the marketing up when you can market the game and actually get more fans.
Yeah.
Stoic's Wandering Tower would be another potential one that
would work.
Maybe, because that one's been under the radar for so long. I mean, without Jez, we really wouldn't even know about it. So maybe that potentially could be that situation.
Thanks, Rand.
That's next year, though.
You think that's next year? You think Wandering Tower's next year?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Well, all I know
is
confident
from Rand right there. So all right.
It's going to be crazy this year. I mean, and then we got the extended showcase Tuesday or Monday. So I mean.
We just learned from Hargeet that it's gonna have announcements.
There's new announcements. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's not including, like, if they can get Forza and they can get Starfield and they can get Hellblade this year. Let's say they can. Let's just say they can get all three. Not saying they can't, but let's say they do. I'd say that's a pretty good year in my book. I think so. First party, I really think.
Yeah.
And then next year, you either have Avowed or Fable. Maybe Fable's probably 2025. But either way, I mean, there's so much they can prove to us. I'm not tempering my expectations. Anybody that says tempering expectations this time, this is the first time they're renting out theaters in the United States. This is also the first time that Aaron Greenberg's gone crazy on Twitter. Normally he says temper expectations, or he says, oh, don't be so, embellished about it. Like, he tells you, like, this is just going to be a good show, but temper your expectations. He's not doing that this time. And you got Sarah Bond going crazy too.
Yeah,
and
all the executives seem pretty excited. And we had Cog on earlier, we had Ains on, and we had Hargeet, all from live from LA, and they all said the same thing, that the executives all sent out a message, we are not ready for this. So
and normally they're not this like excited. Like, I'm not saying that they're not excited every time they do a show. I'm just saying
they're confident this time.
This is the most confident I've ever seen them since probably 2007. When they announced Halo 3, and they announced a lot of great games.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them this enthusiastic and surprised and excited in a long time. It's nice to see for a change.
Yeah, true. Let me welcome our latest guest, 3-Bit. It's awesome you made it, because I know you have been working on some stuff that is going to be shown. But you obviously can't talk about that. But I'm still glad that you're here. Where's your hype level for the show? How are you doing?
It's pretty good, man. My hype level, Bob's like watching me. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show, I think, and I think it speaks to how the executives are responding to the showcase. And I always said, I've been saying on a couple shows that it's a good origin story for, not origin, but like a comeback story for Phil, where Redfall situation happened. He had to come out and just sort of address that situation. He had to go out with the award show. This PlayStation is winning every single show. They pan to Phil's face. And this is a moment for a team. It's a celebration. for a lot of the team to be able to come to this moment where we can all celebrate as Xbox fans. You know, it's just the amount of excitement around the brand right now it's really cool to see. Like the community also, like all the Xbox fans taking pictures with each other. We're doing shows like this, getting hyped. It really speaks to the community and how excited we are for the brand. So I'm ecstatic for their show. I really can't wait for tomorrow. I kind of want to go to sleep now and then just wake up and then the show is there. But you know, I also want to get some games in. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'm really excited for the show.
Yeah, I love to hear that. I love to hear that. And I think pretty much everyone in the community is excited because, well, if Xbox is not tempering their expectations, we are here to go in with really high expectations. So what is we talked about already what we think it's going to start and end this show, but what is going to be like the juicy part in the middle, you know, the things that will get us excited? Rand, what do you think will make this show such a success that we all want it to be?
That's a tougher question. I would say probably getting updates and first looks at games that were announced 3 years ago is probably the thing most people are excited about, or a thing that like will at least draw the most. I don't expect there to be like big megaton surprises or anything. Maybe there is, and that would be something to talk about. But I feel like the talking points after the show and what people will be excited about is going to be, all right, the games are almost here, right?
Yeah.
Like, we just saw a collection of titles revealed in 2020 and some other things, and they look spectacular. And what everybody thought Xbox was going to be is almost finally upon, like, oh, they can see the strategy, right? Big AAA game a quarter, that sort of stuff. I feel like seeing is believing, and then playing is, you know, even more. And it's gonna be like, all right, well, now it's like you mentioned earlier, like Drawn TJ mentioned earlier about like the idea of like, what was this year supposed to be? Because almost all the games were from last year, and you know, people are disappointed by that. But then you like look at like, okay, here's the showcase and here's all these games and here's when they're potentially coming and it's gameplay and it's not CGI, so it's more tangible. People are going to start to realize, oh man, yeah, Xbox has 23 studios and yeah, these games look pretty damn good and they're almost here. I think that's going to be probably the thing that most people think about. At least, I mean, without knowing the show, that's at least what, you know, my thoughts go to. I don't know. Maybe Pong thinks differently than me on this one. I don't know.
No, I don't. I already explained it out. I think that a lot of the show is going to be that, right? Because, like I said, we already are pretty sure of at least 5 big first-party AAA games that are going to give us updates on. But there's potential for up to 10, depending on what they decide to do here. So I think that is going to be the meat of the middle of the show, too. But like I was stating before, you know, you got to get that Eastern flavor in there. You've got to have that in there. You've got to have all that stuff. You got to have the indies. It's the mix. It's how you're going to mix it that's going to make that middle part of the show so that you keep the pacing, you know, up to par and you don't bury any of the smaller titles, that they all get their proper showcase at the same time. Of course, the talk is going to be around the big stuff. We already know this, but when you're showing it off, it is important that you don't bury it. So I think that that's the big part of it, but you're spot on, Rand. I think the updates to everything that we've heard about, just depending on how many they choose to do this year and how many they choose to save next year, really is going to make up the bulk of it in the middle, for sure. I agree.
Yeah. Where do you stand? What's gonna make the middle part and this? What's gonna make this showcase so damn exciting?
Well, I'll say that even with the few games that we have a feeling that's going to be there, to me, it's like a 10 out of 10 show. just if it just shows Avowed and Fable and all these other games, then to me that's a great show. Not to mention the surprises that are probably going to be there. So in terms of the middle of the show, I agree the Eastern flavor would be nice. We know that Xbox Publishing and they have their deals, and we know Phil went to Japan trying to get deals, and we know he was disappointed with the Genshin Impact thing. So just getting to see the fruits of his labor of just trying to get a variety of just different titles coming to Xbox, I think we will see in this show. So we'll have the big games in there, and also some other games from Eastern flavor would be nice as well. We already sort of know about Persona, and that to me is already a huge step up.
Yeah,
those two leaked Persona things, which is, I'm sure those people are fired, or I don't know.
Yeah,
they are. The job postings went up. We read
really?
off on Living Split Screen this morning. Yes, Atlas has 2 job postings for associate influence manager and associate community manager.
Wow.
Yeah, so 2 people were definitely let go because of that, for sure.
Oh,
Pong's on it.
I don't know how can you mess that up? That's just
that's just. I mean, then on the other hand, today in Germany, MediaMarkt is like, I don't know, Target in the US. They started to sell the Starfield controllers and headsets. So people were like posting crazy here in Germany on every forum website you can. I've seen it in the store. They just sell it now. So sometimes
some people got it early. I guess.
It's like Element Apio sends in a $2 super chat and asks this question: does Xbox hold back anything for Gamescom? I sure hope, because we are going.
Who cares? Gamescom. Nobody cares about Gamescom.
All right.
I hope they don't. I hope
Such
they
a
don't.
buzzkill
I hope
here.
they don't.
You know,
I mean, PlayStation doesn't even show up. Who cares about Gamescom? Nobody.
Not unless if it's third party. If it's third party, then yes.
Yeah, we need first some cool announcements there, because
if Xbox is going to hold anything back,
you know that, yeah. Right?
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. You guys aren't going to see anything. But if Xbox was going to hold anything back, they'd be holding something back for the Game Awards, or potential one of their own developer directs early next year. There's no reason to hold anything back for Gamescom or like Tokyo Game Show or anything.
I mean, at those shows,
unless they also have their own show later in the year, which I don't think so. But you never know. But yeah, nobody ain't holding anything back for Gamescom, Boxenberg. You should have went to E3 this year. You should be in LA with everybody instead of going to Gamescom. I know it's closer, but
it's a €30 train drive to Cologne for me, and it's a $2,500 flight to LA and back. So
well, good. You can sit there and play Train Simulator 5.
And just think, Box, had you been going to LA, your monitor probably would not have gone out on you.
That is true. Right? That is true. So, yeah, yesterday my monitor died. I came home from family vacation. We were in France. I came home, turned on my PC, worked for 5 minutes, and then poof, the monitor died. It is like perfect timing. Yeah, but yeah, let me welcome BitCloud. Great, you made it.
Yes, sir. So at the last second, I just got in the house.
Yeah, you just got it. So, BitCloud, before I get to you, I gotta let a couple of people go here, because Pong, Umbra, you gentlemen have been sitting here for a long time now. Appreciate it. Pong, we will have you back for the post show tomorrow, directly after the Xbox and Starfield Direct. We're gonna go live here on this channel with Wandering Dutch, you and iSteel Rain, so that's gonna be awesome. Umbra, thank you also for taking the time, and Rand, I know you are also very busy, so super appreciate you taking time. TJ, I don't know if you've got a few minutes.
I got time.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna let these 3 gentlemen go. Again, thank you guys for coming on here. It's been a blast.
My pleasure. Good to see you, Punk.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Before you go out, we want to hear your dream announcements. Yeah.
Okay.
So like the dream announcement that makes you makes this showcase for you an 11 out of 10. So, Pog, you're smiling. Go.
Well, I've got so many because there's so many dream scenarios that I have, right? Starfield already puts it at a 10 out of 10 for me as long as it delivers. So it's not hard for me to get there. Let's see. Dream scenarios. ZeniMax Online Star Wars MMO would be huge for me.
Mandalorian
right? That would be
themed.
gigantic. I'm not a Mandalorian fan, so don't get me. I as long as you let me be other things outside of a Mandalorian, that's fine. You can have Mandalorians all you want. That's fine. I don't care. But I want a true Star Wars MMO. Otherwise, they come out and they shock the world, and Obsidian is going to do an in-between Fallout for everybody while we wait for the next Fallout, which is 9 years away. If we get a new Fallout, New Vegas 2, or Fallout, New Chicago, or whatever they want to do, if they allow that to happen, if Bethesda says go ahead and do it, that would be another dream scenario for me. I'd love to see that as well.
Fallout in Chicago would be dope.
Yeah, it would be. It would be pretty damn cool. So. Those are my dream scenarios. I had
That's
a million other ones too. Bring back Shadowrun, Phil. Bring back Shadowrun. Do a real Shadowrun RPG, please. Thank you.
No, thank you. And you have a great one. Enjoy the show tomorrow, and I see you right after the show here. Thank you, man.
Phil. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
Awesome to see you all, brothers, and everybody else who was on here. It's awesome. See you later, guys.
Thanks,
See you, Paul.
Umbra, how about you? What is your 11 out of 10 announcement?
If they pull something crazy, I don't want to say any acquisitions again because it'll be probably too much. But let's say if they did a Fable collection, like you said, 2 box. I actually said they would. I thought they would announce both. Phil mentioned collections, so I feel like there could be more than one. Gears is the foregone conclusion. I know people got on Special Nick. Maybe this will be his vindication finally. To if that comes to fruition. But a Fable collection redone in whatever engine they're going to do it in. I would say Unreal Engine because I'm an Unreal Engine stan, but. And I'm sure 3-Bit knows a bit more. If he smiles, we'll know that it's actually happening. 3-Bit, yeah, there we go.
Don't put him into this position. Yeah,
Flip it.
Yep, confirmed.
I
Fable
didn't say
collection,
nothing.
I
I didn't
think
say
would be dope for me if they did 1 through 3 redone in it, Unreal Engine 5 or whatever they put it in. I would say Unreal Engine, but something like that, just to keep myself a little more grounded. I would just say Fable collection would elevate the show to an 11, assuming of course they got Avowed and Fable and everything else that shows up. So yep. And again, thank you all for having me. It's always an honor to be.
Thank you for coming on and taking the time, man.
Of course. Now it's time to get back to Diablo. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, have fun, man. Thank you.
All right,
so, Rand, also, thank you for taking the time coming on. But before you go, let us know, what is your dream announcement? What would make this show an absolute legendary one for you?
Rand's to Hollywood to say hello. I can't believe it.
Oh my God, Big Cloud.
There he goes.
Jesus.
Whoa. What happened, man? We were so close, man.
You don't talk to me, bro.
No, we were so close. I don't bleed green, is that it?
Hey, that's why you both know in the world of gaming, we bring
people
together.
You bleed. You bleed. What is Master PC Race's blood? What color is that?
Clear, because it's
that would be clear. It'd be neutral.
RGB. It's an RGB.
Yeah.
What would be? Well, let's see. I guess maybe from first party. A Wolfenstein 3 announcement from Machine Games with it coming this year. Just out of nowhere, just like Wolfenstein 3 is real. We know we're working on Indiana Jones, but we actually have another game, and here's Wolfenstein 3, and it's coming out this year. And then from third party, I say it all the time, Splinter Cell, baby.
Yeah.
Splinter Cell, the return of Sam Fisher. Long overdue. Those things would probably bump the show up to a 10 if they happen, if it wasn't already a 10 at that point in time, but... that's what I want. Those would be my dream announcements, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good ones. Especially the Wolfenstein 3. That would be awesome. Love that.
Did I say it wrong? I always say Wolfenstein wrong. Is it Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein?
It's not. That's the point. It's Stein, but you say the wolf wrong because it's not wolf. It's wolf.
It's wolf. Yeah,
wolf.
It's,
it's an O. Yeah, wolf.
I say
yeah.
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
But hey, that's okay. That's okay. That's the only word I can pronounce properly here on this show. So I gotta give you that, man.
Right.
Red,
Well,
thank
you don't
for
say
taking
Stein, you
time.
say Steam. You say Wolfenstein.
No, it's Stein. Stein.
No,
It's like Rammstein, or it's Stein. Yeah.
Okay.
Which means
Well-
stone, by the way. Yeah.
Have a good rest of the show, gentlemen. And
Yeah, Rand, thank you.
We will talk soon. Later.
We will talk. See you. All right, guys. So, BitCloud, 3-Bit TJ, thanks for rocking out with us. But I briefly need to catch up on the super chats because people have been sending them in, and I had not found a proper chance to get to them. We've thrown the occasional super chats in there, but so I want to take a brief moment to catch up. P1553D sends in a $2 super chat and says, I would finally play a Fallout if it's in Chicago. I would love to play a Fallout that is outside of the US, honestly.
What if
You just got to
what
go
if
to
you-
Chicago and then
Yeah.
there you go. No, I'm just
What,
kidding.
wow, 3-Bit. What if they did a spin-off and they did like multiple cities? So they did like Seattle, they did Chicago, and they did New York.
That'd be cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. If they change it up for a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I sure hope that Obsidian steps in with a Fallout game because let's be real, the next Fallout from Bethesda,
2030.
it's next gen. It's the next generation. It's not coming to this gen. So yeah, that would be cool. So now I'm going back. I hope I saved all the super chats. So El Greco 17 sent in a 20 Norwegian krona super chat and says Special Nick is a Malaka, our Malaka. Yeah, we had earlier John on, and
What does that mean in English?
Malaka is Greek. I think it means son of a bitch. Or asshole. It's either son of a bitch or asshole. Is someone from Greece in the
That's
chat?
good. That's funny.
Yeah. So if someone is from Greece, it's either I think asshole or son of a bitch. Either one.
He can be that sometimes.
I love Nick. We need to get him back, but it's so hard with Australia and the time zone. It's hard with the UK, with the US, but with Australia, it's impossible. So, Jacob Novik sends in a 50 Swedish krona and says there was a rumor a while back that Kojima's Xbox game would be revealed and a free, small playable horror PT-like game. What do we
that'd
think,
be cool.
gentlemen?
Yeah, cool.
3-Bit.
3-Bit doesn't want to comment, so bit
Oh
clout.
no, I'm reading I'm reading some. I'm sorry. What was the
All good, all good. There was a rumor a while back that Kojima's Xbox game would be revealed and a free, small playable horror PT-like game.
If it's true, this would definitely be the time to show it. Big showcase for it. So yeah, I can see it being there. If you want to surprise everybody, you want to make a statement, you want to build that mind share, that moment, show it all off at this point. We saw what Sony had nothing.
Nothing. It's actually
one game, and I'm still fuming over one game.
And it's that's a big potential that Xbox has this time. Yeah, they can really change the narrative for once and put some pressure on Sony, which is highly needed.
Don't get me started with summer games, Russ. Don't even get me started.
I mean, just think about it. Their showcases are normally an hour and 10 minutes normally. So they got a lot to show apparently, and they got the extended game show. So they got a lot.
Again with announcements, what we learned from Hargate, which is super exciting. So El Greco sends in sorry, I'm just gonna continue with the super chats real quick. El Greco 17 sends in 50 Norwegian kronas and says, for everyone expecting a holiday release for Hellblade, what do we think about it wanting to compete at the Game Awards for Game of the Year? What is the cutoff date? So the cutoff date is somewhere middle in November, but obviously Jeff is really flexible with that, depending on who's publishing a game. So,
I feel like if it's in November, it's just harder.
Yeah,
It's
for it
harder,
to-
yeah.
to hit.
It has to be
3-bit, what
very
do you
early
think?
November, yeah.
You think maybe the beginning of November, maybe? Because
for
apparently, yeah, for Hellblade.
Yeah, maybe
because
like
October might be Forza, from what people have leaked or what's been leaked, and then you got September, which is, that's Starfield. So
Starfield, yeah.
where would you
Yeah.
put it if you want it to be Game of the Year? Where would you put it?
I
That's
wouldn't
a tough
put it
one.
in this year.
Did they didn't confirm
If
that it's
I
gonna
wanted
be-
to be game of the
It's-
year. That's the
Yeah.
honest thing. Like if it hits
Yeah.
November, most likely it won't be game of the year.
I mean, you
Just-
could do it in January, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
Did
Yeah,
they confirm that
maybe.
it was all first party here, or is it gonna be third party as well?
As
at
well.
this,
As
It's
well.
gonna be third party as well. Okay,
It's
so you
first
guys
party
think
and
we'll
their
see,
partners.
But
So, yeah.
So you think
no
we'll probably
CGI.
see the 007 reveal here? Because I'm saying I would have showed this off a partnership. Interactive.
That is a great point. They have a strong
Are they
partnership with
making a
them.
Dragon game?
Yeah, I would.
What,
I would
Ion
definitely.
Interactive? Are
Yeah,
they making
like
a Dragon game?
No,
It's
it
called
was
Project
00
Dragon. They make two games.
Yeah,
It's the
it was
007 game that
yeah.
has been confirmed, which is multiplied,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then they have the Project Dragon, which is rumored to be Xbox exclusive. So obviously
there's
they have
so
a
many
strong
games.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, so
God, there's so many.
I'm expecting more of aggressive. Like if they are going to show a lot of third party, I'm expecting a bigger aggressive approach, deal wise, because they need to be just hands on with that this time around. Like some people were saying I think it was on Boom Show. I forgot who it was. I think it was Fuzzy. He said, what if GTA 6 was here? I don't think GTA 6 would be here.
Boom said that earlier. He expects
I don't
to close
think
the show
so.
with that.
Rockstar doesn't need it, but
Yeah, they don't
Microsoft's
need
got the
anybody.
money.
Yeah.
Microsoft's got the money though. Money talks at the end of the day.
Yeah, they
I mean,
do have a
you could
close
say 3
relationship.
billion.
Realistically,
Yeah, they could throw 3 billion at him just to show the trailer for
Yeah.
the game here, maybe.
just even that, yeah.
But I don't know.
Just how Take Two's CEO been kind
And
of
their bud-
supporting Microsoft through this CMA thing kind of
See.
shows
Yeah.
their potential relationship. I think in terms of third party, the whole Kojima thing. I think Kojima in general he's brilliant, right? I think every single game he makes is trying to push the envelope in some way or experiment in one or another way. I think what this new game could be with like Overdose to sort of go back on that. I think with what he learned from Death Stranding, where you're kind of connected to people even though they're not there, could have been a learning point for Overdose possibly. Like how you're kind of connected to people but not really. I think he's just taking things that haven't been done before and trying to make whole games out of it, and he's experimenting with that philosophy for Overdose. So we'll see what that tends to be. But
Okay. Any
Yeah.
do you think it's like a hi-fi type of situation probably with Forza? Because we've been talking about that. We've
Save
been
that
talking
thought.
about like a
Save
mic
that
drop
thought.
moment.
Save that thought. We're gonna discuss it. I want to finish off the super chats first. THX1138 sends in $2 and says Hargit, master of the beard universe. Yeah, definitely. Hargit has a beard, man. And when you see those pictures on Twitter, the beard really stands out, So that's definitely true. Then I lost my window for the next one, coming in from Peewee 1553D. He says, first of all, thank you for the $5. And he says, pissed Metro is Fallout outside of the US, says me who has played neither. So I'm sorry, man. I have to disagree here because Metro and Fallout are two vastly different games. One is an open world action RPG, Fallout, and Metro is a pretty linear game, story-driven first-person shooter. So, although I would love to see a new Metro, But
There's a lot of games. that
yeah,
need to be
I mean,
given that
Stalker is probably more comparable to Fallout because of its
Yeah.
RPG elements. So
I don't know. Do you guys expect anything from them?
no, they said they confirmed they are not going to be there.
Okay.
They already
I don't expect to hear anything from Stalker for a
Stalker
minute.
is
Yeah.
Wow.
the developers came out and
It's
said
a lot
they
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are not going have to. They now I have to paraphrase. Idle Sloth posted that on Twitter. It was a developer posting it up, and they were saying like they are saving the resources to focus on getting stuff ready and for some rebuilds later this year. So yeah, Stalker
they're
2
probably still polishing and all this stuff. Like they just want to make sure this thing looks good. So I'm all for them taking their time because
absolutely
I'm praying for them as well. Like with things going on, like
Yeah, I hope they're doing okay.
yeah, that's
They've been hit
unfortunate.
hard with leaks and cyber attacks lately. So they went even out like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, warning everyone that spoilers are out there because they got hacked by Russian hackers and they leaked the story and a good part of the game.
I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know what's going on with these leaks. Like I think Persona got leaked for the Xbox.
Yeah, that was not a leak. That was like a mistake from the guys. It was the official account that put it on. I think it was Instagram or Facebook. Early.
So they had a Sony moment like a Keighley show. Where they showed
Yeah.
Oh no, come on. That's
Actually, I think, of course, we hear stuff behind the scenes because people send you things. That's just the nature of it. Don't know whether they all will turn out to be true, but the official leaks is like, I think it's the Forza date is the official leak. Of course, Persona was a mistake, but that's out. But otherwise, I think it's pretty what's the proper phrasing? Tight. We haven't heard too many things. There are tons of lists out there from people, but usually you look at those and you see immediately, hey, this can't be true. Yeah, so.
That's a interesting question from Sir. He says, what he said when we go back. So let's do predictions on what the media is going to do hit piece on the Xbox right after the showcase. Now, the showcase is fire. It's amazing. If anybody's getting a hit piece, it's going to be that PlayStation because that's immediately what people are asking for. They're asking for part 2. Even Tom Ennis is like, where's the next showcase? Like, part 2? There's nothing. So personally, you're going to see a lot. I'll tell you right now, if the showcase is amazing, you're going to see a lot of people in denial on Twitter. So I tell you to avoid Twitter at all costs. You're going to have that. But that's the only thing you're really going to say. Twitter and probably YouTube videos from people who obviously don't game. So I wouldn't pay those guys any mind.
I do agree.
I would just enjoy the show for what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody's excited because everybody has a right to be excited in general for this. So, it's a good time. Listen, it's a good time to be a gamer. That's one thing.
Oh, for sure.
True.
Gaming is definitely thriving. There's a lot to look forward to. And I think a lot of people should just take that into account and stop giving the voiceless voices in this particular case. Like, leave them alone.
I agree.
Let them just talk.
I do agree.
It's bad enough we got Twitter Spaces.
Yeah.
Move along.
I completely agree, man. So we have been asking everyone who joined us here today the question about the opening and closing game. I haven't heard from you two gentlemen, BitCloud and 3-Bit. So 3-Bit, what do you think? What are they going to open the show with and what are they going to close it with?
They're maybe open it with Avowed.
Yeah.
Close it with a game that no one has ever heard of. Like just a big surprise game.
First party? First party?
Yeah, that sounds good.
It could be.
Could be.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, since
we have to be fair. So hang on one second. We have to be fair. It must be incredibly hard for 3-Bit to sit here.
I'm trying to help. I'm going to feel relieved once the show is out and I don't have to speculate when I know some of the
Listen,
shit, so.
I'm not even kidding here. you see, this is my to-do list for the channel for tomorrow, actually. And I have like here, it's like, okay, I have to do Gamescom stuff. I have to do want to do a new intro, and it says right here I have to. I'm not even kidding. 3-Bit and Everborn. I have to ask those two gentlemen on the show, but I did not want to put you into this position to come on beforehand because it's going to be way easier for you to talk about everything after the show. So. Yeah. So, Big Cloud, what do you think? Opening and closing out the show.
I mean, Avowed, you know, I would expect the gameplay. You just go guns blazing. We see the gameplay of Avowed.
Yeah.
You see how good this looks, how polished it looks. See the combat. You get everybody just talking. You know, just get it out there. You know, and then you end it in terms of like, for me, okay. Obviously, I'm just throwing it out here as like a fantasy type of thing, right? But to end this show, I would go for an uppercut. I'd be like, yeah, we have one last thing, Phil says, we have one last thing. Lights go out, and we see Fear exclusive to Xbox.
A new Fear.
That would
now,
make me happy.
y'all don't
I would love
understand.
that.
For those of you that missed out on that gym,
hell
that
yeah.
would move units.
Yes.
Oh, hell
That
yeah.
would do a lot. Mind share wise, that would build the hype. That's a Spider-Man moment right there. You say Fear exclusive to Xbox. Or hell, if you need to, remake the original.
Yeah.
Exclusive to Xbox.
And I love
Let's
that.
go.
You know, it's different. Dutch, we have not heard it today, right? Anything.
I have never
Fear.
heard that one.
Yeah, I love it.
Still the creepiest game, I think, in my opinion. It's just
Oh,
eerie
dude,
and
yes.
It's
creepy.
good. Because I'm expecting.
Imagine with newer audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Improvements with audio. Like look what they did with Resident Evil 4 remake
Mm.
compared
I
to the
know.
original, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's,
We need
I
that
can only
treatment for
imagine.
Fear. Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah.
that was an
So-
incredible game.
I don't know, man. There's also you know, a lot of people been asking for this, and you know, I think it is a time to bring it back too with everything that's happening. You know, fighting games are literally taking over the scene. We got that incredible showcase from Mortal Kombat. We got Tekken 8. Street Fighter 6 has redeemed its fan base completely. Everybody's talking about it. I think it's time to bring back, and I know Dutch is you already know what I'm about to say. I think it's time to show Killer Instinct. And I think it's time. I think it's time to announce that.
Who do you think's going to be creating it?
I would
in your
say
opinion?
partner with Bandai Namco and
What about Ed
partner
Boon?
with Guilty. What's up?
What about Ed
Ed Boon.
Boon from Mortal Kombat?
I would have him oversee it if possible.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
'Cause he's
oversee
been
it.
wanting to do a crossover between that and Mortal Kombat.
That would be it. Like, can you imagine
Yeah.
you know, Killer Instinct characters as special guests in
Yep.
MK1?
Oh my God!
Think about that. Just think about that.
With
Like,
the
out of
Halo
all the
characters,
characters,
too,
yeah,
'cause they have Halo.
yeah,
and
because
Gears.
it's only a matter of time before Ed Boon tries to get, you know, Street Fighter characters in Mortal Kombat at this point. It's only a matter of time. So I mean, I can see it. I can see it. You had Kratos. I mean, who else they gonna throw in here? You guys got to think about this. Who else they gonna throw in here as guest characters? They've pretty much done everything. You know, all the
lot
iconic
of
movie
horror,
characters,
movie
horror
characters.
It's the
villains.
Fortnite effect. Let's get every character we can get.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I love it. I love it. All right, Dutch,
It
you've
was so
been
deep.
pretty
It was so
quiet. So
Oh.
we need to hear and from you, Dutch, and from TJ, of course, what's gonna be the choose in the middle, like what is gonna make this show so impressive? We always talk about opening, closing the show, but the real magic happens in the middle, you know. And what is happening in the show? What is going to make this such an epic showcase that we all want it to be?
I still think Forza is probably going to be in the middle, to be honest.
I agree.
Now, obviously a technical marvel, but I think it's going to be in the middle. But I
agree
think
with Dutch. Yeah.
I don't think Avowed will be at the start. I still personally think it'll kickstart maybe with Hellblade as opposed to Avowed.
Nah,
I still think Fable will be near the end, if not at the end. Sure, I think it's going to keep people on tenterhooks, thinking if Fable's going to be there, and then they drop that as a beautiful kind of gameplay scenario where they as Playground have done in the past, they kind of look like it's in engine, and all of a sudden it transitions into gameplay. I think Playground are that confident in what they can do and what they produce that it could do that kind of transition from the game that would kind of blow minds.
Is
But
Hellblade release date we've been given, right? We got the release date for that.
not yet.
Not
no.
yet. No.
I think it's going to be this show.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be this show. And I think Avowed will be in the middle. I think Avowed will be another here's Obsidian's juicy thing. I think there is going to be crests, although Aaron's came out and said no, it's going to be good from it's going to be a great show from start to finish. I think there's going to be crests. There's going to be moments that aren't going to hit with everybody. Naturally, of course, we know the Persona thing now because it leaked. So that wouldn't have hit with me, but I know from a community perspective that people love Persona, and the fact that 2 major Persona games are going straight into Game Pass day one is big deal. So that would have been the kind of lull in the show for me, because I would have been like, woohoo.
I'm surprised you didn't say Fable would close the show, because that's something a lot of people waiting.
I think Fable's going to close the show. Yeah.
You think Fable? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be this awesome, like I say, that in traditional Playground manner. It's going to be an in-engine type thing that'll transition into gameplay, and you can't see the difference. It's going to be one of those moments. And I think it's just
expecting gameplay. Everybody's expecting an in-engine.
I think it's both. I don't think Playground. This is what I think is I don't think Playground do the in-engine stuff, and I don't think they would. I think if Playground are going to show something, it's going to be in-engine transition to gameplay.
Also, like what they did with Foam Stars, like you'll see like the in-engine type of reveal. They did that, but
I agree with Josh.
No, you hope not.
They might do what they did with Forza Horizon 5 demo. Remember when they showed
Forza Horizon 5's demo?
Yeah, where they said this is not
video.
and
it looked too real. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then transition into it. But yeah, I think the middle is going to be Avowed. But I also think there's going to be big reveals, like ones we don't know of, in the middle and at the end. I think it's going to start off with a punch with a lot of the games that we're expecting. So it's going to start off with your Hellblades and things like that. And that's going to make up kind of the meat of the beginning of the show, the ones that we know of. So the games that have been there. And I think a lot of the ones towards middle and end are going to be those whoa, we didn't see that happening kind of showcase pieces. The big reveals.
Yeah. That's a good question in chat. Like, where did the indies fit in for this? I know you're saying like a lot would be
like
middle.
a middle, like a little
30 minutes.
Reel.
So
yeah, I think it's going to be like a sizzle reel moment. I don't know whether or not
5
they're going to
minutes
do like
worth.
full on show.
There's also the
You think
extended
TJ
showcase, where they show some pretty good games as well.
Okay.
It's good announcements.
Yeah, that's what they're going depth too. So
yeah. You think it's only going to be 5 minutes of indies, TJ?
No, not quite 5. I think maybe 10.
I'm just saying, like, because they can show it also at the extended showcase if they want to go more in detail. I mean, that's why it's called extended showcase.
Yeah.
It's more extended, where they show more about gameplay. They also talk to directors and explain what their game is, why they made it, and when it's coming out and stuff like that. I think at the first showcase, you show some gameplay, but not a lot, because you got a lot of games that are going to be there, and a lot of new announcements are going to be there. Extended showcase, you can go in more depth and show like 4 minutes per game if you want to.
Yeah.
And that'd be okay, because that's what everybody expects. It's extended showcase.
Having worked with the indie stuff all the time, the one good thing about indie trailers, even gameplay trailers, is that they're usually like a minute and a half in length. They're not long.
Yeah.
So you could even have 10 of those sporadically sprinkled throughout the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 15-minute ads in between with them.
I know you can do that, but I always feel bad for those indies, because if you're not a Hollow Knight Silk Song, you tend to get overlooked, because then everyone just said, it's another filler, it's an indie, and if you
they get sucked into a black hole.
It depends on the style box.
We
like,
still have replaced, and there's a replaced release date, and everyone's looking forward to that. So that replaced one's going to stand out.
Like I said, there are certain indies that can pull it off. Replace is an example. Silk Song is an example. But most indie games, if you put them in between a Hellblade and an Avowed, I'm sorry,
people look the other way.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it depends how you place them. That's really how you have to do it.
Yeah, what I would do is if you don't want to piss off the fans, but you also don't want to well, they wouldn't be pissed, but like to keep the flow going, but also not make people think, oh, the show is going to go downhill because now it's all indies. Then what you can do is, yeah, you can sprinkle it in between, or you can show 2 big AAA bangers, like you'd show Avowed and then Forza Motorsport, and then show all the indies, and then continue with the first party from there on, if you wanted to, and then keep the flow going. That's what I would do. Rip it off like a Band-Aid. Then everybody sees the indies, and then they have that engraved in their mind. Or you would have to show it towards the end. But then you can't do that because then it kind of screws up the mind share for that, because then you got Starfield coming up right after that.
True.
Yeah, I agree, Boxenberger. I would do it after 2 big games to show, hey, we're showing a lot of first party.
Show the Rogue Ally next to the indies.
Yeah.
That's my next question. Will we see hardware?
I don't think so.
If they're smart, they stay away from it after the whole Q thing with Sony. Nah, I would not announce any.
Show that extended showcase or a developer direct.
I mean, the developer direct, we will get the Starfield headset and Starfield controller.
They still need to show the family plan. They still haven't announced
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, we still that was announced a long time ago before a lot of things. I mean, it's already beta tests in other countries.
Yeah.
I say save that as the last thing. That would be the last thing at the end of the main showcase.
Or you can show that to mask what you see with the indies. Like after
True.
the indie show, then you show that
Yeah.
game, the family plan. Then you kind of get it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On the road of the first party, and then you
'Cause
show
a
the
lot
other
of people
stuff.
aren't banking on it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking. I mean, that's the thing. They got too many good games that they can really start the show off with. Something like you
Oh,
still
I know.
got Gears. You got Gears. That still a lot of people are thinking about. And then you have what I was talking about earlier. What they saw with Hi-Fi Rush. I think they learned
Project
that
Mara?
that is a big thing. That you could do that with Forza. You could do like that. That drop.
Yeah.
Like it comes out, it's available in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Go ahead and get your pre-orders and boom, it's available. You know what I mean? Like starting now, you can get the pre-orders.
What
with
about
all the
Project
superhero
Mara?
thing, I would not be surprised if that game from EA Motive, that Wonder Woman game,
Wonder Woman,
shows
yeah.
up here.
Oh, that would be nice.
I would not be
That'd be
surprised if that
cool.
shows up here.
Yeah, that brings me to my question. 3-bit. Maybe you want to go first here. Third parties. We know they are going to be there. Will we see some, bigger third-party games there on stage, like from Ubisoft, EA, Warner Brothers, something, bigger? What do you think?
Yeah. We'll see some big third party, I think. As opposed to who? We'll see.
He doesn't want to say.
Okay, with
You're not very
Ubisoft
good
coming
at
up.
this, 3-bit. You're really not very good at this. He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
God.
We'll pull it out motion. We have your IP address. We'll pull up.
We'll see.
Who's to say?
Don't play it out emotions. Don't do this.
I mean, I've said always, EA doesn't have their own thing, and actually they promised us to show us Dragon Age last year, and they didn't show it last year. And
did they
now
have
we are
their
halfway
show?
through. Pardon me?
So that's the thing too. Yeah.
Did they have their show or no?
No, they
I
don't
think
have
they
a show
did.
this year. So
Yeah.
I expect that game to appear tomorrow. Honestly,
Yeah.
Did they rule out Gamescom? I know Sony's not gonna do Gamescom.
That's
so
the other
that's the
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they rule
Opening night live at Gamescom could also be something.
True,
But what other game shows do we have? Are they really gonna wait? It's supposed to come out
Game
next
Awards?
year. Game
Tokyo
Awards
Game
is
Show.
a little late, I think. I would
Game
assume
Show.
it's a little late, but who knows?
Yeah.
So
Tokyo Game Show is possible, but I don't know
Nah,
if
it's
they'll
now
be willing to go for
not
it.
big enough for that audience.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
like
it's
Ubisoft waiting for TGS. I don't think it's plausible. Like
Yeah.
if Ubisoft wanted to show Splinter Cell, tomorrow would be the day to show off Splinter Cell at this show.
Oh, I would love Splinter Cell if they showed that.
You know what I
Just
would
the
love?
Intro.
It's just a little tease. You see the Sam
the
Fisher
goggles.
goggles, and then because on Monday Ubisoft is gonna have their show, and then you see a full reveal on
It was
Ubisoft
June
stage.
12th,
But
right?
Yep.
yeah, By the way, we are also covering that. We're gonna do a live reaction on Wandering Duchess channel to watch along with us and the midweek mix-up crew, the showcase, the Ubisoft show. And then right after the Ubisoft show, we will have here on this channel World of Gaming episode to discuss everything that has been shown there. Because, Ubisoft has the potential, honestly, to have a good one this year. They have a lot of exciting things in the making. They have Avatar coming. They have all the Assassin's Creed games coming. They have Motorfest. They have the Star Wars game. They're also working, of course, on a new Watch Dogs, and I actually like the Prince of Persia. People always say, "Oh, Ubisoft only makes one type of game." Now they have shown an exciting 2.5D platformer. I love what I've seen. I want to see more. I can't wait. So if you're interested in Ubisoft games, definitely make sure to check our post-show coverage out there. Man, Dutch, it's gonna be busy with a few days.
Oh boy!
Pardon me, Freeman, what was that?
No, I was just going to say the original Prince of Persia obviously was 2D. And
yes,
it's kind of like going back to its roots a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was really impressive. Like for its time, the original Prince of Persia, like the movement of like the parkour, how you're jumping across, and it's like you're like really little pixels, but the movement was amazing for its time. So I don't know. I thought the new Prince of Persia looked great. It looked fun.
Do you think it's a necessary change to go back to this compared to like what we had prior, like that realistic approach they did with it?
I just think it's different. Like it's a different approach. Like there's like different approaches to the same IP. Is how I kind of look at it. Like you have Rainbow Six Siege, for example, as opposed to Rainbow Six Vegas. There's a different approach to the same series.
Vegas
And
better.
some people are gonna like, Vegas better, which I do too. I agree. But I just think they're looking at this IP. They're like, okay, maybe we try to approach it from this 2D lens, and then we have our traditional Prince of Persia as well for our fans. Because I know they're still working on their original Prince of Persia remake that's gone back into development, and then maybe they're working on another one besides this 2D one. So I think that's how they're treating it, trying to maximize the IP as much as they can. Just try different things with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never played Prince of Persia, to be honest.
Boo.
Ooh. There's one for your backlog,
through
man.
some changes.
Yeah.
Very good game. It's underrated.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, guys. We are almost 3.5 hours already into the show. So we're gonna end it here. But before we go, we have, of course, the important question to TJ, 3-Bit, and BitCloud about the Dream announcement, the one that makes it an 11 out of 10. TJ, go ahead. What would make this showcase for you, like, that dream?
At the end?
Yeah, it doesn't matter where.
I say at the end, I would have Phil Spencer come out and say one last thing. But the way I would have him say it would be, if I'm Phil Spencer, I come out and I say, look, I know this showcase was really good. You guys loved it. But this was all the hard work and dedication that we want to prove that we have not been dropping the ball. And he should bring up the fact that, from what he said, kind of funny, where he says, I do see that people wanted me fired. I get that. But you guys held the line. You guys were holding out for us. And we are here to prove that we are here to stay and show games. He needs to do a Peter Moore, basically, and say, we got one more thing, and then show either they're working with all the creators that have the parts of the IP licensing for Mech Assault and bring back the original Mech Assault, but obviously modernize it with graphics and a new engine, whether it's Unreal or whatever they choose, and just do a partnership with them. They don't have to buy all of them out. Just do a partnership. Just pay the money and do it. And then also announce Splinter Cell. That would be the mic drop moment. That would just get nostalgia for the fans. that will show them, okay, they're willing to bring back old IPs, not just just new IPs.
I love that.
I would love that.
I'd
Would
love
be like chef's kiss, in
MechAssault
my opinion.
again, man.
MechAssault and Splinter Cell, as last 2 announcements, and then they go into Starfield. That'd be an amazing show. That's a 20 out of 20. But,
Awesome. BitCloud and 3-Bit, what would be your dream announcement?
So I mean, I kind of said it earlier, but I mean, I'll throw another one on top of that. But lights go out. He's like, we got one more thing, and it'll be either fear. But in this particular case, Star Wars is doing extremely well. A lot of people are hyped for a lot of things. We just got Jedi Survivor, which was incredible. I think it would be that time to announce, hey guys, exclusive to Xbox, Mandalorian.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, that would give me the chills.
Goosebumps. Goosebumps all over.
Mandalorian. There you go. Get into that conversation.
So awesome stuff. 3-Bit, what would make this a dream announcement, dream showcase for you?
For me, I would. Here's the thing: Halo is such a massive universe, and I feel like it's being underutilized for just one genre.
I agree.
We did have like the top-down games, and Halo Wars, which is incredible. Go play it if you haven't. But I would love to see Halo in another genre. It's rumored to have the Battle Royale, which I would love to see here. But I want to see a spin-off game, maybe like an ODST third-person action adventure game. That would be great because it's just too big of a universe to just be only in one game. So that would be my dream announcement. I would love to just see Halo start branching out. Such a huge IP. They have Halo on an Xbox. When you buy a Series X, it's Master Chief on the box. So I just want them to, I think even Phil said it at one point, like Halo is how important Halo is to the brand. So I just want to see that being continued in some way or form. I grew up with Halo. Halo's the reason why I'm even in the animation industry and everything. Like I respect Halo, respect everything about it. Another dream announcement, I kind of said on the last show, I would love to see them celebrate all of the IPs that Xbox has with some sort of Smash Bros. We have so many characters within the Microsoft brand. You have Battletoads, fight Senua, fight the Doom guy, fight the Skyrim guy, on a Forza or Minecraft level. There's just so many IP that they have now, especially with the studios they keep buying up, and maybe Activision. That's a whole other thing. Maybe have Crash Bandicoot up in there. So yeah, I would love to see that. That would be like my other dream announcement, to have some sort of game. Some people have told me it'd be kind of cool to see that within a Killer Instinct type situation, which makes sense. You already have that game built out. You already have a combo system, and the game is already there. So you just put characters in there. Could be cool, or its own sort of Smash Bros. Situation. So yeah, those are my 2 dream announcements for sure.
Oh, great ones. I mean, I'm fully with you on Halo. Highly underutilized.
I would love that. I would love that idea. Really, 3-Bit. That'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, can I throw one more suggestion? One game that I would recommend that I would love to come back, but I don't think Sega will do it. I like the new Fanstar, what's it called? New Genesis, but it does not have the gameplay like the one from the 360 that was Fanstar Universe, which was created by Sega USA and Sonic Team. That was way more built better and just had more replay value. I had 3,000 hours in that game.
That's awesome.
That game's way more better in my opinion. I would love to see them do a partnership fully and bring that back in a new way. But that's just an honorable mention.
That's the thing. They have so many IPs that they could bring back. But yeah, gentlemen, it's been an awesome show. Dutch, you just stay in here for a second to get your thoughts properly out. But TJ, 3-Bit and BitCloud, I want to say a big thank you for all of you to come on, take the time out of your busy schedule. It's gonna be probably really an awesome show tomorrow. So
it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. And I do hope you had a great time on here. Thanks for taking the time. And on your way out, let everyone know where they can find you. So we just go around here with BitCloud.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. It's always good to talk,
Absolutely.
Talk to everybody here. Box always, it's funny. I was on last time I was on. Box was like, dude, you need to come on every show. I'm like, well, you need to invite me every show now. See if I can. But thanks for having me. Dutch, of course. Look at Dutch. Look, you already know Dutch is in full Xbox mode. He already tied the beer up. He's ready for the bar. He's ready for the bar. So, all right, listen. Fingers crossed. Tomorrow is great. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I know you guys are. It's a good time. It's going to be great. So looking for it. Drawn TJ, good to see you officially. And 3-Bit, nice to meet you. Yeah, thanks for having me. Guys, find me. BitCloud Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and also LordToGaming.net. And you might see me back with IGN soon.
Oh, nice.
It was nice seeing you, BitCloud.
You as well, brother. So you guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Y'all be
Thank
safe.
you. You too.
Y'all be blessed. And
enjoy the show tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be good.
So, all right, 3-Bit. Thanks for taking the time, and I will get in touch with you because we need to have you on for a full, proper episode of the World of Gaming.
Yes.
But of course, after everything was announced, so we can have a proper talk. So, in the meantime, let everyone know where they can find you.
Appreciate the invite on here. It's always a fun time being on these shows, and the multiverses collided with another Bit being on the show. So BitCloud, over here. That was cool seeing you, John TJ. Good time seeing you, man. Always seeing you chat and jumping around. It's good to see you here. Dutch, you already know.
Nice seeing you.
And Boxenberger. Appreciate the invite. Everyone can find me on FSP on Mondays on the Fun Speculation channel. I'm starting to do my Ask 3-Bit show whenever I can, honestly, where I just talk about gaming industry topics. I build out sometimes levels in Unreal Engine on the show. I just do little things every week. So it's really dependent on what people want to see. But appreciate the invite. You guys can find me on Twitter at i3bit. And this is an exciting moment for everybody, for Xbox. I'm really hyped for this show. As Pong would say, it's the golden age of gaming. Play what you love, let what you play, I think he says.
That's his phrase, exactly.
And I'll see you guys later.
Thank you. Have a good one. Okay, TJ, and also thank you for being here. I know you hit me up, and I was like, it was late in the night. I was already going to bed, and because we had you last year, we had you on for the reaction show, and I was getting a little confused, but glad you could made it here today for the big prediction show. I hope you enjoyed your time.
It was awesome.
It's very cool. So we definitely need to have you back on the show again. And we just stay in touch, man. Let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at DrawnTJ450 on Twitter, or you can find me at DrawnTJ on Xbox if you want to play any game. I pretty much got everything you probably played or own. And then if you want to find me on YouTube and you want me on your show, I can come on as a guest if you want. If you got the time, or if you can fit me in, it's Drawn TJ. And I'm more than welcome to join and just come on and give my ideas of what I think about gaming. Awesome. I love the community and everybody's all good.
And we appreciate you. You were around on almost all the podcasts, supporting us.
I tried to.
Yeah,
I tried to.
Supporting everyone. It's fantastic. So we were really happy to have you on here. And thanks again for taking the time, man. You have a great one.
You too. See you, Dutch.
Thank you.
See you, Box.
See you later.
See ya.
Yep.
So,
see ya.
Dutch.
Yes.
Now I can switch the overlay to our classic look. There we go. See, what a prediction show, man. What a prediction show. We had almost 500 live concurrent.
495.
Yeah.
Smashed it.
Which is absolutely amazing for a show like us. So for those who are still around, thanks, of course, for the support. And if you haven't already, hit the like button. But now that I wanted to take the opportunity because we sprinkled in some of our thoughts in this mess of a show. But I want to hear properly your thoughts on what's gonna happen tomorrow, what we can expect. So tell us, man.
Yeah, so again, I've spoke about this before. I think they'll probably open. Well, I hope, but I think they'll open with a bang. The reason I keep mentioning Hellblade is I think it's a kind of a visual showcase, but also I think it'll catch people by surprise. At what they saw previously wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a one-off. It wasn't just it's not going to look like that. That's just in-engine stuff. I think that'll be a really big showcase opener, showing Hellblade as the beginning. Fingers crossed for the release date. Then kind of move on.
Seriously, hang on. If they open up with that, Hellblade plus release date, then I think all the excitement that the executives put out, we've heard those from the people in LA now, from Cog Ains, Hargeet, and so on, that are right now, right there, they were live on this show, saying, everyone was saying, like, the executives say, you are not ready for this. Yeah, so if you open a show with that, Hellblade release, gameplay, and then release date, I think it's already, like, you know what I mean, the thing to open a show. Can you think of any gaming show in recent years that has had such an opening? So
nope.
Yeah, that would be an absolute banger, man. So, but then continue. What's gonna happen then? A Hellblade, and
then... I think we've both kind of figured from there. It's kind of the middle section is probably going to be Forza. I think they'll kind of show what they need to show. I don't think they'll do what they've done previous years and do a full deep dive of Forza anymore. I don't think it needs it at this point. I think just showing some awesome kind of in-car gameplay, none of this track stuff. A couple of minutes on that, and then unveil the leaked release date, of course, on screen. But I think in that middle section as well, you're going to get a couple of surprise announcements. Ones that we didn't know about, ones that we hadn't seen. Maybe it's Compulsion's game, inXile's game, things like that. Between all of this, I think there will be the sprinklings. And again, you say it's unfair on the indies, but I think what Xbox do well is they don't just show any indies on these shows. They usually show things that are pretty stand out.
Yeah.
And they leave the idea at Xbox kind of indies to that team. We're talking about Replaced and Hollow Knight. We're talking about games that actually
Flintlock,
wow, and stand out. Exactly.
Yeah.
We've still got Flintlock, which a potential release date that didn't show up the other day.
Yeah, true that.
On the Summer Game Fest. So it's a Game Pass title. So it's a good shout that Flintlock might get its release date at this show as well and have its final gameplay teasing. But I think they'll sprinkle some big indies in there, ones that'll really catch people out. So I don't think they'll be out of place. But again, the good thing about indie titles is their trailers are usually gameplay trailers are usually like a minute and a half long. They don't take up too much foot stamp when you're talking about an hour and a half just for the Xbox showcase. Having about 10 minutes worth of indies out of that isn't a big deal in the whole thing. So I don't think they'll be out of place, and I don't think they'll take up too much time. So I think it'll leave a lot of spare time for the first party stuff and the second party exclusive games and partnered stuff. Probably see a lot of the Game Pass announcement stuff in the middle as well. Where we kind of see things that people aren't expecting to go into Game Pass from third parties. So a big few announcements in there. Of course, we've already had the Persona leaks. I imagine that's going to be around the middle of the show as well. And then at the end, I think they'll end with either Avowed or Fable. Fable's the one that I think would work best, in my opinion, because of, again, I just like the idea of teasing people that think it's coming and it's just not there, and all the way through the show they just go, see, it wasn't there, and at the tail end you go, but it is, and they do a really big, awesome showing of Fable that really hypes people up and gets people kind of everyone's still kind of pumped up, ready to go into the Starfield showcase. And I think they're different enough as RPGs that they're not going to clash towards each other. Yes, they're two RPGs, but one of them's kind of fantastical, kind of medievalish, whimsical title, and the other one's space exploration, like fighting, shooting.
I know. They are different, but then
yeah, there's enough of a difference, and two entirely different audiences, because the people that are massively looking forward to Fable aren't probably that asked about Starfield, and vice versa. The people that are really hyped for Starfield know it's a separate show.
Yeah.
So, and I think you've also got to segment it. So we have to remember that they're going to have a little bit of a break. They're not going to just go transition straight into it. They're going to be like, and we're going to go straight over to Starfield in like 2 minutes time, and they're going to do a sizzle reel, and then they're going to be like, stay tuned for the Starfield showcase. It's going to be like, maybe it's a 2 minute countdown or something like that on stream to get people to catch their breath.
Yeah.
And then the Starfield thing will kick off. So we know it's 1 hour 52 minutes, including the Starfield showing, which is about half an hour. So it's about an hour and 20 for the Xbox showcase itself.
And then 30 minutes, 32 minutes for, yeah,
there's a lot to show. And again, the thing that I have to keep reiterating to people in chat and the people that we've had shows with is the minimum amount of games that Xbox have at any showcase for first party is 10, and they've never showed less than 10. So you're going to get between 10 and 15 first party titles in this hour and a half, between games that we know of and surprises. That's not including second party and third party deals that they've got there. It's not including the Game Pass titles that they're going to have in there. That's going to shock people.
Yeah.
So even if you have to think at the likes of Contraband, that's not even first party. That's a second party collaboration.
That's true.
So that's not even classed as a first party title. You think of the IOI interactive thing, that's exactly the same. It's a second party IP that Xbox have got. So it's not first party title. It is, but it isn't. So games like that, the ones that aren't by in-house developers, are second party. So that's not the first party collaboration that you're thinking of there. So you're talking as a good chunk of the show, maybe it's 18 to 20 that are first party and second party, and then you've got additional like your indie titles and your third party announcements and stuff in there as well. So it's gonna be a big show. It's gonna be a big show.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
So I've already said it. I expect Fable to open the show. I think that Xbox wants to open with a statement, and Fable is gonna be a statement. It's not just another AAA game. I really think that Playground is probably they're one of their most talented studios, if not the ones that have the most, ambition. And so Fable is gonna blow us away. I mean, look at Forza Horizon 5. Think about an RPG with such graphics. And that was the old engine. If Fable is at least, if Fable is what I think it is, this massive RPG that will still have the humor and the hubris and everything, but it will also be redefined by Playground. And it will become an RPG that is taken really serious, and it will blow us from a technical standpoint. It will blow us away, So I think that Fable is a statement, and that's why they open with it. And I jump to the very end. I've said it again. If you show Starfield, you have that's a challenge right after this showcase. Yeah, if you show Starfield right after this showcase, and Starfield is your big thing. It is the biggest launch of an Xbox game in many years, if not ever, if we are honest. Yeah, Halo 3 is probably the one that comes close to it, but Starfield is a big thing. You definitely want to look make Starfield look absolutely insane. And if you show an Avowed, for instance, as a closing game, another big RPG, people will start talking about that or compare, or Fable, yeah, and then compare it to this. So I don't think that we're going to see that. What I think is they will end with a new IP. A lot of people have been saying Indiana Jones. I could see that because we all expect that game to be more like an Uncharted type of game. But it could also be like a first-person shooter. That's what I've been saying. Like either the new It game, Quake or Doom, or Wolfenstein 3. So who knows? Yeah. Avowed is, and with that I want to use the super chat from Snippy Silver that just came in. Snippy Silver sends in a $2 super chat. Thank you. He says, "What are your expectations for Avowed?" So I think Avowed is gonna surprise many people. I think Rand also said it. It's people underestimate how big Avowed is gonna be. Obsidian is a killer studio. Look at Outer Worlds. Look at Fallout New Vegas. They know what they do, and now they have the budget to do it. They had the time to do it. I expect really Avowed to be Skyrim next level. And you want to explain that to people. So you need time. So you put it in the middle. Forza is also probably going to be in the middle, and I think it is not the last time we've seen Forza. Forza is gonna show up in a developer direct closer to launch. If that release date is real, we will have that in October. So I think somewhere after the launch of Starfield, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before Forza comes out, we will have a developer direct for Forza. So that's going to be announced. And then I think just look at what they have already announced. What Hellblade, obviously, we all hope that it is coming this year, because I always said that the one thing that Xbox needs to convince people, gamers, the media sites, and everyone is that they can be consistent. And Starfield and Forza were not supposed to come out this year. They were supposed to. We were supposed to be playing Starfield in November last year. Then it was delayed in the first half of this year. Then it was delayed in the second half of this year. If they don't have another big game, like not a Pentiment, yeah, I mean a AAA game ready for this year, the statement would be, okay, they didn't have a plan for this year either. So they need to have at least one other big game ready. And I think that's going to be Hellblade. It's going to be a November release, and that is going to blow us away. This is going to be like this true showcase of a next-gen game. Because, yes, Forza is looking fantastic. But, I don't know, racing games always have looked fantastic. With every generation of a new console, we got great-looking racing games, and they always push the limit. But seeing a third-person action adventure like a Hellblade on this technical level, with the fidelity and the graphics and the sound, the audio design and everything, seeing that is truly the start of this gen, of the new gen, and that's what they show. And then I think they are not done, honestly, because just look at what else they have announced already. State of Decay 3. Maybe. I hope so. I would love to see that. But then we have Perfect Dark. King David was talking about that being maybe the closing game. Yeah, I mean, Perfect Dark, we forget that they founded that studio in 2018. That's been 5 years. And pandemic, yes, but still, 5 years is 5 years. I'm not saying it's coming out this year, but I'm saying after 5 years, you should have something to show. There are so many things. And we have Double Fine. Nobody talks about that. They have 2 games in the making, and Psychonauts is already 2 years old. So, hey, why not them showing something? I would love to have someone in the chat. I can't remember who said it earlier. Hang on, can I find it real quick? I'm Brutal Legend. Sleepy Goblin was it? Brutal Legend, man. I would love to see something like that. But they also work on a new IP. We know that. So what are they working on? In Exile, Compulsion, ZeniMax Online. Hey, even what were the guys that made Hi-Fi Rush? Tango Gameworks.
Yeah. They have a second game, yeah.
Yes, they have a second game, and they literally teased that during the announcement of Hi-Fi Rush, where they said, "Hey, yeah, no, it's not. It was this small team here. We have the big game. You know, Evil Within 3 would be absolutely awesome." Machine Games, I mentioned that earlier. Machine Games has released a game in more than 6 years now. So what have they been working on? Was it indie all the time? Then show us indie. Was it Wolfenstein 3? Then show us Wolfenstein. There's so much I mentioned it, already. But you see, there are so many studios. And I truly think that we will sit here tomorrow evening after this show when we discuss every announcement. And we will not talk about 5 first part.
No.
I honestly think they will show 7 to 8 of those announcements. And then I think they have 1 or 2 bigger games coming into Game Pass. I don't know which ones. It's pure guesswork. But I think when you look at this historically, they always had those. Like a Plague Tale last year. Yeah, that was fantastic to have that day 1 in there. And I think we get something like that as well. So, yeah, there's so much potential. I think what you said at the very, very beginning of this show, almost 4 hours ago, you said that every show, every year, we sit there, we get excited and think, oh, they could show this or that. And then we know, deep down, we all know, don't hype yourself up too much, because first it's Xbox and then second it's unrealistic. But this time I don't think it's unrealistic to say they will show 6 or 7 or 8 first party games. I don't think that's unrealistic. And with that, it's gonna be an absolute killer show, man. Yeah. So,
absolutely.
What is your dream announcement? We've been asking all our guests those. What would be this one thing? You know, unrealistic, but it would
It's really hard to say, because I don't have a massive dream announcement of what game I'd love to see on there. I would probably say if it was to be a dream announcement, it would be Lost Odyssey 2.
Ooh, that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
I mean, it's a pipe dream, but it would be Lost Odyssey 2, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Love to see that come back. Yeah, I think that would be it. I think if it was like a pipe dream announcement, Lost Odyssey 2. Absolutely.
Sweet.
That would be fantastic. Sweet. What about you?
I don't have a game as a dream announcement, honestly. You know me, I'm a tech guy. I love technology. I love hardware. And somewhere during our prediction show, it came up about the next gen or the enhanced consoles, the mid-gen refresh consoles. And Xbox has been doing those a year in advance. Yeah. Xbox One X got announced 15 months before it came out, or 16 months before it came out, during E3 2016. Yeah, and then it came out November 17. They have announced the Series X a year in advance at the Game Awards. They are no stranger to announcing console hardware a year in advance. And the rumors are there. PS5 Pro coming 24. Xbox is gonna have an answer. It would also line up like 4 years into the generation, and they get a tease. And this time, it's not just an enhanced console. They are gonna do like, you know, the premium version. That's what the enhanced or mid-gen refresh is gonna be. It's not gonna be a $500 console. It's gonna be a $800-900 or even $1,000 console with really good specs. You know, 4080 level GPU, something like that. And of course, that's gonna be pricey. But yeah, I know it's not gonna happen. I know that. But I would love to see it. And we're talking about dream announcements.
That's the dream.
That's the dream. That's the dream. But yeah, man. Good stuff. Before we close this show, we need to, of course, first of all, thank everyone who came by here today. We had a lot of people coming in here. Can't thank you enough. Want to say a big thank you for all the super chats that came in. Of course, a big shout out to all the channel members that support us. And we need to let you know what we have planned over the next days, because there's a lot of stuff happening. Tomorrow, the Xbox Showcase. On Monday, we have the Ubisoft Showcase. And on Tuesday, we have the Xbox Extended Showcase. And we all gonna cover that. I'm gonna switch the overlay real quick, Dutch. People won't see our beautiful faces, but they will see our schedule. Because tomorrow, Xbox Showcase, we will live stream that, co-stream that on your channel on the Midweek Mix-Up. You can find the link in the description of the show note right here. If you're new here, you can find it there. We will do live reactions with the Midweek Mix-Up crew, and then automatically you will be directed to this channel. You don't have to switch browsers or tabs. It will be done as soon as your show, the co-stream, the live reaction ends. You will be automatically forwarded to this channel, where we have a post-show with the living split screen guys. Pong Soul and Ice Steel Rain are gonna come on. It's gonna be the four of us to discuss everything right after the Xbox Showcase and Starfield Direct have ended. We're gonna do the exact same thing on June 12th with the Ubisoft Forward live reaction on your channel, post-show here. And on June 13th, we're gonna do that same thing for the Extended Showcase, live reaction on your channel, and then post-show here. There we have, as a guest, Kay Asante, who was also on earlier, and Luke Steele, our, lawyer from the UK. But this time we're not gonna pick his brain about Activision Blizzard. We will discuss with him everything that was announced. So it's gonna be an awesome week. Couple of stressful days for us creators, but exciting ones.
Yeah, busy days.
Busy.
It's that time of year, though. It's that time of year with a lot of things to cover, and it's awesome. This is what we do this for. It's about the games.
Exactly.
Why we get excited. So, it's like a second job this time of year. So,
it is. It most certainly is. But yeah. Like you said, it's worth it. It's worth it. And so I do hope everyone is going to enjoy the Xbox Showcase tomorrow. First and foremost, that's the big one we are all looking forward to. We hope you enjoyed this show. I want to say also a big thank you to all the creators that came on. Way more than we actually expected. Even the ones that were texting me beforehand, so that they might not make it. Still came through. It was awesome to have this community here. Even the people from LA, Hargeet, Ains, Cock, they all from their hotel rooms joined us here today. Can't thank you guys enough. And yeah, we hope you had a great time. Dutch, you want to add something before we let everyone go?
Yeah, don't tempt their expectations. Enjoy the show. Have fun. We'll see you all tomorrow on our live reaction stream. And again, it automatically redirects here for the post show. So you don't have to click any buttons. You can just get all your snacks, your drinks ready. You don't have to move Once the live reaction's finished, you'll get automatically redirected to Boxing Burgers channel for the post show. So, yeah, let's have some fun. I know everyone's hyped and they probably won't be able to sleep because the show's just mere hours away. It's like way less than 24 hours now.
Yes.
So enjoy the rest of the evening gaming. Get some gaming in before the show tomorrow. Try and relax and let's have some fun tomorrow. But it's been a blast today. Thank you for the record numbers on this show again today. Almost 500 people tuning in. On your way out, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And Boxy, I'll let you take it away with your outro as well.
Well, hang on. I'm sorry. I was a little distracted by the chat here, but yeah, man, spot on, guys. Pong always says it's the golden age of gaming, and this year definitely is. Such great games. Dutch and I, we were playing Diablo 4 earlier for like 2 or 3 hours, or was it even more? 3+ hours,
possibly.
Possibly. It's a blast, but there are so many other games to play, and again, the showcase season is the gamers' Christmas. It is. I know I won't be able to sleep properly. I'm like my kids before Christmas Eve, and I can't wait for the show tomorrow. I hope to see you all back for the live reaction on Dutch's channel, or for the post discussion here, because it's also going to be fire. Want to say a big thank you to all the new subscribers and new people here in the chat. Appreciate you guys. We hope to see you back here for the World of Gaming. But for now, go play some games and don't forget to game on.